Welcome back to the Football Card Quest. I'm your host, Andy Gazen, here with me on Thursday night. As always, my co-host, Steve, the eBay hitman, Caladesi, and we are going to be doing exactly that. We're going to be looking at sleepers on eBay to find some breakout players for 2023 based on what we see in ADP movement on Underdog Fantasy. So we're going to go over the biggest risers and the biggest fallers over the past week and talk about which ones are actual fire, like which ones have smoke behind them that could turn into an actual fire, and which ones you should sell and flip on any type of hype spike, and which one you guys should avoid. And then we're going to jump in to a Chihuahua Superflex. We're going to talk about their weekly winners format that just came out, which is really cool. Let's dig in, Steve.
Let's go. Yeah, man. There's some rumor mills going in the running back scene. I don't know if you heard that today.
In the running back scene, are we talking Patriots rumors?
Possibly. I know that there's some links to the Jets for Dalvin Cook. There's some heavy rumors there. They may not be the top suitor, but they've at least poked their head in and explored a bit.
I feel like, Robert Saleh's mantra this offseason is leave no stone unturned. They know that they're in absolute win now mode with Rodgers, and it's like whatever salary cap space they can squeeze out. I know they don't have much. They literally are like already, I think, over in cap right now, and they've got to get under. And then next year they're going to be just so screwed in salary cap. But if they can find a way to restructure somebody, they got to figure out some things. Like I can't imagine them bringing in Cook, but if they did, that would definitely show a lot of concern around Breece Hall's recovery timeline, with him just being such a bell cow that he is. And that's really bad for guys like Michael Carter, who clearly just fell off the face of the earth, Steve. So, yeah, I heard that one, but I'm not really buying into that a whole lot. The one that concerns me even more, for the Mac Jones cards that I bought, is the Patriots. They just restructured Devontae Parker's contract. And I was thinking with him being a wide receiver, they extended him to restructure to spread the money out over a longer distance, a longer time period, so that they could bring in DeAndre Hopkins. But, they've been beating the table and like talking about bringing in a running back all off season, where they brought in James Robinson, but they released him because he for health reasons. And it's like, I do believe that the Patriots are likely to bring in another running back. That could be one Dalvin Cook, Kareem Hunt, Leonard Fournette, or Ezekiel Elliott still out there.
I could see like Fournette. I could see him going to New England. I think Dalvin to the Jets isn't super likely, but it does make sense. I don't think that it expresses any interest in Breece Hall's rehab or likelihood of starting the year. But I think it leverages some of the need to run him into the ground. If you look at the running back situation that he had in Green Bay with two viable running backs, I think people quickly forgot how really good Breece Hall is because he had such a short rookie season. But man, that they could be a team to beat on the ground alone. And then you add in Aaron Rodgers in the passing game. They want to win from all aspects. They want to be able to win and keep the lead and just grind you down and be able to play from behind if they have to. And that would really give them the ability to do that.
Are you a flag plant on Garrett Wilson having a true breakout season, basically like 1,500 receiving yards and double-digit touchdowns?
The metrics would indicate that he's not going anywhere. Maybe teams adjust and play him differently, against him differently. Hard to say, but the first-year metrics don't lie. He's up there with some of the top guys like Justin Jefferson.
So this is where I'm hesitant to invest in Jets players. One, we do have pretty high prices on Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson's hype is insane right now. He's got the most expensive 2022 rookie cards. But their opening schedule, Steve, the first 4 games, is incredibly difficult. Then Buffalo, then at Dallas, then New England, then Kansas City, then Denver, then Philadelphia. That's actually I lied. The first 6 games of their schedule, and then the Chargers. So it's like there's a possibility if they don't come out firing on all cylinders and they don't get off to that lightning hot start, then their values do dip heading into the historical dip period for a lot of football players in November.
Yeah, that's a pretty rough start. I mean, I think you're going to really see how good that team is, being able to keep up with some of those other franchises. I said they'd be great last year, but the quarterback position really let them down. And, they were essentially a quarterback away from being a playoff contender. So I think this is the year that happens. And Garrett Wilson, I do agree, is a bit overpriced. It's hard to get in on any of his stuff. You could say the same about Amon-Ra, but I think the Jets at least probably come out the first 6 games at least 500 and don't scare too many people away.
Okay, yeah, I'm just thinking about when Tom Brady came to Tampa. It was a pretty tough schedule, and he made some mistakes early on, just getting adjusted to the new environment and everything. And new team, new situation, and that was when his prices were the cheapest. Whenever he had that slow start, that's when his prices were the cheapest. If you would have bought him then, only for him to ascend into the playoffs and eventually go on and win the Super Bowl, you could have made a ton of money. So I'm hesitant in wondering if that same thing will happen with the Jets. It's potential, but I digress, Steve. I do want to talk about these risers right now and talk about which one of these guys are going up and going down in ADP. And how does that correlate over with their rookie card market? Which one should we be targeting? Should we buy some cards of these guys right now, hold or sell, or avoid them altogether?
Yeah, man. I know you sent me that list earlier. There's a couple names on there I definitely want to take a closer look at, and I'm sure quite a few people in here might be surprised by some of those movements.
So let's dig into the first one. Before I do, I want to say hi to some of these guys in the chat. Victor, HR. This is not human resource. I hope this is not human resources because we're in trouble, man. Derek and Chad, guys, apparently this is not an HR free zone tonight. You got to, mind your P's and Q's over there. And just perfect example. He said, my dumb ass thought it was a thin version of Jerome Bettis on the thumbnail. That's an HR violation, Derek. We're sorry, man. Chad says he's here for the Najee Harris RB2 banter. We got our man Thunder and Sports Cards in the house. A late stick draft time, baby. Let's go.
We definitely got some drafts going tonight. We definitely will.
Yes, sir. James says, is this a good buy at 300? Jaylen Warren, 2022 Panini Zenith Silver Artist Proof Auto RC numbered out of 25, SGC 10, 9.5. Well, let's just start off with him because I put him right on the thumbnail. If you look at Jaylen Warren's ADP Underdog Fantasy over the past week, he has moved up 4 spots to now 135. So he's still going in the double-digit rounds, but he has moved up considerably to be one of the early double-digit round running backs, going around that, kind of like that same range. Like, let me find like Antonio Gibson's 103, so he's going just after him. Trying to find like, okay, those guys are going at the very end. Trying to see like where is you know what? I could filter this by running back. Deontay Foreman is 167. Tank Bigsby is 141 right now. And Jaylen Warren, 135. So about a round before those guys. And that's up 4 spots, Steve. So in terms of Najee Harris versus Jaylen Warren, I'll just say this real quick before I get your take. Najee Harris has been one of the most inefficient running backs, but he's had a tremendous amount of volume. The offensive line has sucked. And in a lot of plays, if you watch the Steelers games, he's getting tackled behind the line of scrimmage, or it was a swing pass to Najee like 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and he's expected to do something with it. And so he really has not been set up for success there. And he's also got a tremendous amount of volume, and he struggled with a foot injury most of last year. So, while he's out there struggling with a foot injury, having to run behind this pathetic offensive line, Jaylen Warren standing on the sideline drinking Gatorade, waiting for his opportunity. And the guy's getting Najee's getting 300 carries to Jaylen Warren's 100 carries, Steve? And so it's like, I wonder what Jaylen Warren would look like if he had 300 carries and not 77 carries. Because on 77 carries, he puts up 5 yards per carry, which is like almost a full 2 yards per carry better than Najee, but it's only 77. It's only a third, not even a third of the workload that Najee has seen the past 2 years.
Right. He's always fresh, if you will. I mean, you look at the same metric with a lot of other running backs. You saw that with the Bears last year, and having a constant breather and being able to come back out can make you more efficient, even on fewer carries. You saw that even with guys like Christian McCaffrey, who has fewer rushing attempts with similar or if not better numbers with the Niners than he did with Carolina. So I think that I don't think he necessarily eats into the workload that much. Najee is obviously the workhorse, and if the line is actually better this year, you got to think that he maybe has his career best numbers.
Yeah, a better line, a better passing game. You've got to think that it's not going to be just super easy for the defense to tell exactly what they're going to do, and his volume should be tapered down a little bit to where they are using the passing game more. Plus, they're in a loaded division. Their opponents are all very good. They're all going to put up points on them, even though they have a good defense. And so it's one of those situations where I could see the usage be different this year. But if you look at the depth chart behind those two guys, I get why people are excited, because Anthony McFarland hasn't done anything, and Master Teague behind him is not done anything. So, and neither one of those guys have any type of draft capital behind them. I mean, decent athletic profiles, but it's nothing to be concerned about at all. And then you have this efficiency from Warren, and you have the whole Steelers fan base, which is massive, that can generate a ton of hype. And my thought, Steve, is like, if you're already investing in Najee this year for a breakout, then you might as well go ahead and handcuff him with some Jaylen Warren because of how cheap he is. Now, I don't know, like, I don't think that that's necessarily a good buy that James is putting up here for $300. Zenith Silver Artist Proof, like Zenith Silver Artist Proof seems like a very niche set that, man, that's going to be a lot of money for a second string running back. It's not like, Jaylen Warren's got, he's undrafted, so he doesn't have like a big story coming out of college or anything. He doesn't have that first round draft capital like Najee Harris has.
Yeah, I mean, you're betting on an injury, essentially. There's not really an indication that they're going to go into a timeshare. There's been not even coach speak at this point. I mean, Najee would have to put the ball on the ground and lose it a couple times or get hurt realistically. So, I mean, you can hedge your bets, absolutely, but within a reason. Even at $20, I think you might be overpaying for a backup at this point.
Yeah, I would say between that like $10 to $20 range for nice rookie auto stuff is where I'd want to be at for Jaylen Warren. I am curious because he doesn't have nearly as many rookie cards, right? Being undrafted. So yeah, like stuff like $10 rookie ticket auto with a 150 shipping. The one thing I want to point out here, Steve, I don't know if you've noticed this, but on scans, for whatever reason, you can't tell that the auto is on a sticker. But this card is definitely a sticker auto.
Interesting. That's That's almost deceiving, but not at the same time.
Yeah, it is very deceiving. Like you literally, you cannot tell. And I was like, man, when I first noticed it, this happens with a lot of guys like for whatever reason weren't present in the rookie premiere event or the signing event for Panini. They had them, had them send in the sticker book of autographs. This is a scan of a card, and it's so hard. Like you cannot see the sticker at all. But I know for a fact that that's a sticker auto.
That's pretty wild.
It's the same card. They didn't do some with stickers and some without. This is a scan. For whatever reason, the scan is just not picking up the sticker at all. The scan is just, it looks like a clear piece of tape, and you can't even see it. But this is what it looks like on a normal photo. This may even be a scan, but it's a different kind of scanner. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, Steve. I'd love to hear what you guys say in the chat, but I'm pretty sure that they wouldn't make some of each.
Yeah, if any of you guys have one or bought that rookie ticket auto, or heck, if you have any 2022 contenders that are on card, let us know. I know some of the optics are, Andy, from 22. I don't know that the contenders are or not.
Yeah, all the ones that I've seen are all sticker, which is why I think that's a sticker. You just, whatever kind of scanner that guy's using, you can't see it. But
seems to be true if you look at all the other listings.
Yeah. And I would say rookie ticket auto in that $10 range is not bad whenever you look at what the Najee Harris are selling for. It's definitely a good hedge because just like a Dearness Johnson, like if the primary running backs get hurt, it's not too different than what happened in Cleveland, 2 years ago. If the primary running backs get hurt and the undrafted guy comes out and puts up a big performance in a one-game situation, primetime scenario, then all of a sudden those cards can spike because, let's face it, look at what the Najee Harris is going for right now. This has actually gone back up a lot, Steve. $79. I remember just a few months ago, these cards were in that $30 to $40 range, and $79 is up quite a bit.
Yeah, I think you got to look at it from a few different perspectives. Like if you're looking at it on a per carry basis and you're just looking at stats only, it can be misleading. Like you said, when the line is bad, you're naturally going to get your yards per carry. You're getting hit behind the line of scrimmage. That happened with David Montgomery, for the last couple of years as well. You saw the guy always get what looked like 7 yards, which it probably was, but on the stat sheet, it's like 3.7. You know what I mean? So it can be misleading. You put him behind a better line, assuming his line is actually better this year. Maybe he doesn't get hit behind the line of scrimmage, and that 3 point whatever turns into 4 point whatever, and now all of a sudden people aren't saying he's bad. So you got to give it a shot. I think that he has got a really good chance of having his best statistical year and best fantasy year.
Yeah, they're according to PFF, the offensive line is ranked 12th. That's up 4 spots from last year. They had a pretty solid pass blocking efficiency last year, ranked 7th, but they were significantly worse as a run blocking unit. So, yeah, it's definitely going to take a step forward. We shifted the line around a little bit in terms of their strength of schedule. They have Steelers, the 21st easiest strength of schedule. So it's really gonna. It's really gonna lie is how well can Kenny Pickett improve his passing game. And how well can the offensive line improve their run blocking rating? Definitely going to help them out big time just to exceed expectations as a whole, kind of lead to some breakout games here for Najee, which you're going to need higher expectations. Like, you're going to need Najee to hit a higher level of production in comparison to Jaylen Warren to get the value that you want out of Najee if you're buying in now with how expensive they are. But if you're buying into Jaylen Warren as a arbitrage play to Najee in case anything happens to Najee, or just as a hedge to bets you've already made on Najee Harris, then you don't need nearly as much to happen for that $10 rookie ticket auto just to go up to 20, to really make it worth your while, whatever that may be. Like, if you really want to go in something big, maybe you do go for a gold card, or you find what James is talking about. I'm kind of interested. I kind of want to pull up what card James is talking about here. Steve, what do you think about that?
I think it's a bit overpriced, unless he becomes a top 10 back in the league. But I definitely want to see what's going on with it. It looks like it's the one at the top right there.
Boom. $299.99 OBO 2022 Panini Zenith Silver Artist Proof, numbered to 25. So it is Artist Proof Silver. I mean, that is a really gorgeous card. The grade's nice. The auto grade. Not great penmanship. If I had to give Jaylen Warren a score for his penmanship, Steve, I'm going to go with a 5.
Yeah, it almost looks like it's just a first name, so not a lot of effort on the auto.
Yeah, man, I'd really like to get this for more like 150 than 300. I think 300 is overpriced. I'm having a hard time seeing the upside at 300.
Yeah, I mean, hey, there's no mystery. The Steelers are high on him. It looks like Steeler fans are high on him. So there's no doubt in my mind. I'm worried, though, Andy, that even at 150, you've kind of potentially hit the ceiling already.
Mm-hmm.
I think
very good possibility.
I think Late Stick agrees too. He's saying it's a $50 card. I think in a 10 slab, it's a $150 card if he, takes a starting job or something like that. But right now, you're paying for him to be like the league MVP at $300.
So moving on, Paris Campbell is now up 18 spots. Paris Campbell has moved to a very relevant New York Giants wide receiver. Obviously not going anywhere near the range of a Darren Waller. Darren Waller is still the highest drafted, I guess you could say, receiver. Well, of course, outside of Saquon Barkley, who's a second to third round running back. You have Darren Waller, and then you have Paris Campbell going in the teens, but he has moved up about 2 whole rounds now, Steve. And that is because of the buzz coming out of camp and him emerging, according to the beat reporters, as being their number 1 receiver with Daniel Jones, which pushes, if you look at the fallers in ADP, Wan'Dale Robinson and Jalen Hyatt, the rookie that fell to the 3rd round to the Giants in the draft, have now moved down, pretty much both of them a full round, Steve. So we have such an ambiguous wide receiver room. We know that they're going to be more aggressive this year. They've got to be more aggressive. Just looking at their schedule, and like just their defense is not great. So we know Brian Dable is such a good play caller, and their schedule is the 5th hardest schedule, Steve. 5th hardest schedule. Both Daniel Jones and Saquon got paid. Now it's time for Dable to get things going and run it back. See if they can make it back to the playoffs. Man, I mean, that's a tough schedule, dude.
I'm actually still pretty high on the Giants this year. The pros of Paris Campbell are he's getting a lot of hype. We've seen spike games out of him in the past. They're unofficially anointing him a top receiver, which with that receiving core wouldn't be too hard to do. And then the downside is essentially the same thing, except the polar opposite is that we tend to hear that about him like every offseason, and it doesn't typically ever amount to that. He doesn't have a bad season, but he definitely doesn't have like, a top season that people are projecting him to have. I think you got to temper your expectations. They don't throw the ball a ton, but on the flip side, they have the QB whisperer. Daniel Jones could come out, Josh Allen-esque, maybe not to that magnitude, but to maybe his best statistical year. If you look at, he already had that last year. It wouldn't take a whole lot for him to improve on that this season. So if you look at the cards you have on the screen, Andy, at 22 out of 23 for $20, that's a great buy, man. That's a great buy. I mean, anything serial numbered rookie ticket auto for $20 or less that's a good buy for just about any player, realistically.
Now, what do you think about the upside in this rookie ticket auto that was sold in auction last night, 23 bids, rookie ticket auto, clear, so it's an acetate one, sealed by Panini. So most likely a redemption here that it's hard to tell if that's sticker on card, but either way, it is serial numbered out of 10. It's a nice looking card, but it went for $103. What do you think the upside is in that card, Steve? Do you think that was kind of purchased toward the top end?
I think it's actually it's somewhere in between right now. I think that New York fan base is huge. If he emerges as their top guy, there's definitely 2 to 250 plus upside on that card. Again, he's got to stay healthy and not be a typical Giants receiver, and be questionable week in, week out. But and then the floor is probably like 40 to 50 on that.
Yeah, so it's pretty much they bought it with the new hype of him being their wide receiver one baked in. And so now if he can actually go out and exceed that expectation, which isn't crazy. It's not like he's now going in, the 5th, 6th round. It's not like he's going in the range of like a Terry McLaurin or DJ Moore, or something like that from 2019. He's still going in the teens, right? But it's like if he can actually go out, and I think that, right out of the gate in week 1, if he has a big game, like there's upside. And I look at this, like this is probably close to a better buy. What do you think, Steve? This is a National Treasures. It is horizontal, but it's National Treasures, but only one color in the patch. We do have a rookie auto here. We have a serial number 02 out of 10. Unfortunately, there's no rookie card logo, but it does say Rookie Treasures on the side of it.
Yeah, that card of a superstar player, would be in the, potentially thousands if it was a Justin Jefferson or Joe Burrow or any other super well-known guy. So I think that maybe as an investment is a better buy than that numbered out of 10 rookie ticket auto. Even though it's horizontal, even though it's a napkin patch, probably is not game worn. I haven't seen the back of the card yet, but I think that's very well priced, and it does have a similar ceiling to the other card, but at a much lower price point.
Yeah, they got it for $39. It's like this SGC 9.5 gold prism out of 10 for $45.
Now that's
just 2 days ago.
I think that's a great buy.
That's a steal, man. And that's DC Sports 87. So look for their auctions ending during the week, early in the week specifically. I think, Steve, is some of their best auctions. So you can see the prices are going up on Paris Campbell as he moves up the draft board. And like cards like this, the numbered out of 10 and stuff, those don't come around very often. So when they get purchased and they disappear, it's not like there's just going to be a bunch more popping up. So you do have to kind of stay vigilant and definitely be looking for that kind of stuff. Like have a search saved and check it every day or two kind of thing, and really target those auctions you want to snipe.
Yeah, I think while we're talking cards, I think we should mention the fantasy related side of all this. Moving up 2 rounds, in my opinion, is potentially still criminally underrated, especially when you think about what the ADP for Daniel Jones is. And if you're doing a best ball league, Daniel Jones is a guy that you could potentially own all of his receivers very easily because they don't have high draft positions.
Yeah, it's a stack that you could definitely put together with the difficult schedule and a weaker than average defense compared to the rest of their division. It's going to force them into a lot of shootouts. So it's going to force Daniel Jones, who executed very well under Brian Dable last year, to become even more aggressive and to actually like go out and put up even bigger numbers. And he's going to bring guys along with him. You know, if Darren Waller stays healthy, he's definitely going to bring him along. And then obviously it's going to be a receiver. Saquon is going to have those big games. And there's going to be a receiver, whether that's Paris Campbell, Darius Slayton, Jalen Hyatt, Wan'Dale Robinson, is yet to be seen. And that's why Paris Campbell is moving up, because he's the guy that's emerging early in the camp process, right, as their number one.
And I don't think anyone's going out here and saying, you know, Paris Campbell is going to be a top 10 fantasy receiver in the league this year. Not to say that it's impossible, but I don't think anyone's really saying that. But what they're saying is that you can get him way ahead of his true value, even at his current ADP.
Yeah, because the current ADP is still very low. The ADP as of 3 days ago is still 180. Like he's still
those are like wide receiver threes essentially at that point, you know.
Yeah, it's going as a wide receiver 3, so that's why people are still able to get that National Treasures out of 10 just yesterday for $39. Those are still going to fly off the shelves until the supply of those are exhausted, and then they'll emerge as, you know, $100 transactions kind of thing because of how rare those are.
Do you actually have like is it a list of all the risers and fallers, or just a list of like the most, like, that have moved the most spots?
Yeah, I've got a list of all the risers and fallers.
Okay.
So this is something new that Underdog is doing this year that they are sending me. I gotta go over here to Zoom. All right, Zoom. So what they're doing is they're from week to week, they are tracking the ADP movement in players, and so that's, you know, how I'm able to easily tell who's going up, who's gaining hype, who is losing hype. So these are guys that are moving down in ADP or up on the draft board, and then as you go all the way down.
I gotta play. It's a guy that we both like. He's on that list. I'd bet on it, but I bet he'll be higher on it next week. Tim Patrick.
That's a good one, man. I saw the tweet yesterday. I think it was on Sleeper, right? That said that somebody said Tim Patrick is their like best receiver or something like. I can't remember the exact tweet. But.
I got it right here. NFL Network. James Palmer said multiple people in the Broncos building believe Tim Patrick is the best football player in the team's wide receiver room.
So Tim Patrick has moved up 2.5 spots to now being like somewhat relevant. And the thing is, the guy is just he fell off the map last year. He missed the entire season after tearing his ACL before the season even started. And it's unfortunate because he was actually going as a wide receiver too. Like he was going, I don't know. Well, all of the Denver Broncos players were overdrafted last year. But if you remember, like Tim Patrick was one of those guys that was going like around the 10th round or something like that last year. He had a lot of hype coming into the season. He was very relevant after putting up 750 yards in 2020 and 2021. They actually went back because the guy was undrafted out of 2017, but Panini went back and actually printed his rookie cards.
Yeah, wasn't it in 2020?
2020?
2020 contenders. I'm almost positive.
And select field level for whatever reason.
Yep.
There's like 2020 select field level, 2020 flawless, and then I think he's got the contenders, or maybe not. Maybe this is it. Did he have some, or was it just the field level?
I'm 99% sure there's a contenders, and it's very, very rare because it was a redemption only. Was Andy? Was there did I just see a field level tie dye on that eBay search you just had?
You probably did. Here, I'll break it out into 2 windows here. We'll do this.
I'm just curious how much.
I want to see how many different rookie cards he has, and so if you go, look, 120 for field level tie dye. It's numbered out of 25.
You know, it seems like a lot, which it is, but if things come to fruition, again, we just talked about how few cards of his there are. So 7. Is that right?
So let's see. He's got 187 total different cards, and you can find this at tcdb.com if you're listening, not watching on YouTube. And then if you go down this list, it'll show you all the sets that he's in. So let's blow this up real quick because I just want to see. Yeah, there's the contenders championship ticket auto numbered out of 49. So that's going to be rare. He did have a rookie ticket auto if I noticed that. Let me zoom out a little bit.
Sage and contenders so far.
Sage, yeah. So he does have contenders, 2020 contenders, Tim Patrick rookie ticket. He's got some printing plates. Yeah, he's in flawless. There's flawless. His select field level is going to be, I guess, his most common. And there's only a couple pages, so I might as well just go through them, right? So he's in all the different select field level parallels.
Yeah, that's a, and those are all 21s there, so those aren't rookies anymore.
Yeah, and those aren't rookies. Yep. Yeah,
so he's in 2 sets basically, select and rookie ticket auto. So yeah, he's a guy to watch. He's a guy you can get at a value in a draft. Now, mind you, Russell Wilson has to perform, which a lot of people thought he would last year, and we all got proven wrong on that. But we saw what he did with just the absolute worst quarterbacks in the league before Russ arrived. So if he can even play like an above average quarterback, I think that's going to be a name to watch.
I think it is, man, because we were expecting him to take that next leap as a receiver. He's just really good, man. He's got great work ethic. He's a dog. The guy is a possession style receiver. So he's got the capability to put up a lot of yardage. And I like the fact that his supply is so limited. Like there's just it's hard to find his cards. Look at all the stuff that's pulling in.
Yeah, hold on. There was one right there. You just passed it. Go back down. There was only one in this whole list. Right down more. Right there. 2020. 1350. The 1350.
Quad patch sapphire. I mean, it's definitely one to watch 02 out of 10, even if it doesn't have an auto in it. Just because his supply is so low. Like the supply is so low, you could literally, if you bought up all the field levels of Tim Patrick, you'd probably control.
Oh, you muted yourself, Andy. Someone tell Andy in the chat that he muted himself.
Sorry. How long
have I? Like 15 seconds.
Oh, okay. So you could literally control the entire supply of Tim Patrick if you wanted to for not a whole lot of effort. So that's an interesting riser right there. And I want to look at Kenneth Gainwell on the Philadelphia Eagles, Steve. I know he's not the most explosive playmaker like DeAndre Swift and Rashad Penny are both more explosive than him, but those guys struggle so bad to stay healthy that it just makes sense that if you're trying to make a play on the best offensive line in the NFL, a clear Super Bowl contending team, that you're like, you want part of that running game, right? And Rashad Penny and DeAndre Swift have struggled so much to stay healthy over the past few years. They've got some of the highest fragility ratings in the NFL. Kenneth Gainwell is arguably, like, when you factor in reliability and consistency and like work ethic and durability, I mean, he's better than DeAndre Swift and Rashad Penny, and I think that's why he's moving up draft boards, Steve.
Well, we saw some nice spike games out of him late in the year last year, but I think you hit the nail on the head in the first part. It's a durability thing. I mean, no one's doubting what Swift can do when he's on the field. No one's doubting what Penny can do when he's on the field either. But their biggest enemy is their well-being and staying healthy enough to play football. So that does make him intriguing. Again, I wouldn't overpay because you're gambling on a guy getting hurt for him to shine. But if you can get him in a best ball league, you know, he's the kind of guy that you just need a couple of good weeks out of later in the draft.
Yes, sir. I'm trying to find. Okay. Yeah, we've got a target. We've got a clearly Donruss here, 2021 rookie year, numbered out of 99. I think it's important as a seller to remember you got a clearly Donruss, so make it a favorable background. Like the brown makes it look like a bronze, which is kind of like a clashing color. So this guy put his card on a wood desk here. I would recommend maybe a black background, you know, like a black tablecloth or a black photo booth or something like that. I think that would look really cool with the Eagles, right?
Yeah, or put it on a card stand or put it in a photo box and you can see that it's clear. That card looks like one of, like you said, like one of the bronze optics or bronze Donruss rated rookies, which is like a, you know, shorter print parallel of the base set.
I'm impressed. This card has 11 bids. It's only at $10.50 right now with $5 shipping. What do you think the upside is on a card like this, Steve? Let's say Penny and Swift go down and Gainwell steps up. You know, Boston Scott, Beantown Scott's always going to be in the background there to vulture a touchdown every once in a while. But you know, between the 20s, like basically taking over the Miles Sanders role from last year. What do you think the upward potential is if that happens?
In a 50-50 timeshare, maybe 30-35 if he gets a bulk of the carries, like 35 to 50. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I look at the Miles Sanders getting 259 rush attempts last year for almost 1,300 yards. And the guy was able to put up right at 5 yards per carry behind that elite offensive line and 11 total touchdowns. So, I mean, that's a lot of vacated carries. And if Penny and Swift go down, something were to happen, I mean, Kenneth Gainwell would just skyrocket up because he only had 53 rush attempts last year. But he did also put up 23 receptions. So it'll be interesting to see how he works in with Swift, who features as a receiving back, and Penny, a power back, with 4 touchdowns. So I think there's a lot of upside with Gainwell. I think you're right. I think I'd put it about $30 from where it's at now. And I would be – I like this right here. I'd be more interested in this, Steve. Black Prism Silver Auto, currently at $6.50, ending tonight at a 11:03. 6 bids currently.
And I would even put that in the same price threshold, but the purchasing price is currently a hair lower, so gives you a little more wiggle room. Ooh.
Or an Optic Silver Prism Rookie Ticket Auto, $5.50 right now with 4 bids ending tonight at 11:22.
I don't know. I know some people are 50-50 on the clearly Donruss, but it's got a rated rookie logo. It's serial numbered. Maybe the photo didn't do it justice, but I think that for a lot of buyers that aren't, Contenders fans, and there are those people, that it probably ranks pretty close to these cards.
Kenneth Gainwell's penmanship score, I gotta give him a 5.
Yeah, I'd
It's
say
not
6.
great, man.
The K is nice, but
You're,
the second letter is pretty lazy.
you're generous. You're generous. Yeah, you're very generous with the 6 there, which is interesting because it's not like I know he signed autographs, but I can't imagine him signing thousands. Like he didn't sign autographs like Najee Harris signed autographs. You're 5th rounder, bro. Najee was a 1st rounder out of Alabama. Like he's probably signed 5 times as many autographs as Gainwell. But I mean, yeah, and I guess the penmanship is comparable. Maybe it's a running back thing. They're just in a hurry.
Yeah, I think Kenneth Walker's a solid play at a good price point, and like we said, he's a great pickup late in these best ball drafts too, because there are some weeks he'll put up, RB1 type numbers, just not in a redraft league. It's not a guy you're starting every week.
Cam Akers up 4.86 spots now to 72. Are you in or are you out on Cam Akers?
I liked him at his previous ADP. I liked him closer to 80 to 90. Here's the thing is, he came on really strong late last season. No one's denying that, but he did play most of the year. He just didn't carry the ball a lot. So you have to ask yourself, was he just not really trying? Is there something else going on with that? The other thing is he's not really used in the pass game. And the Rams aren't exactly lighting the world on fire with their defense these days. So you have to ask yourself, how much is he going to get the ball? Is he going to get 300 touches? Probably not. Maybe closer to 2. So I think that in the 80 to 90 range, he's okay. If he keeps rising, I think he might price himself out.
I am out on all. I'm not out on, like, for fantasy purposes. I'm not out on Kupp or Stafford at their current ADP. I'm borderline out on Akers at his ADP. I think he's kind of like a volume play. I'm definitely out on all these guys on rookie cards, Steve. They have the 15th hardest schedule, so middle of the pack. They will find out very quickly if they're for real this year. They have an immediate 2-game division start that is followed up by a road trip to Cincinnati. And they seem to be on the verge of complete collapse. And they're definitely going to need the best version of Matt Stafford and Cooper Kupp to even sniff the playoffs. And I know the depth chart's not too crazy behind Akers. I just don't think he can stand out enough on that offense that just has that line's decimated. And it's just, I think it's going to be another bad year for the Rams, who have number 28. So almost the worst offensive line in the entire league. So I'm out on them, man.
That sounds a lot.
I don't care if it's cheap.
It sounds like a 50 plus pass attempts per game scenario.
Yeah,
which doesn't leave a lot of.
Like I could see Cooper Kupp, but his cards are expensive now ever since the breakout year. So it's like I could see Cooper Kupp getting there just by sheer volume. Like if Stafford and Kupp are healthy, yeah, the no-look passes, the routes that Cooper Kupp's able to run, the breakfast meetings they have, that translates into those crazy play designs and routes, and that could equal a lot of touchdowns. I could see Cooper Kupp being like 2,200 yards and 20 touchdowns, and the Rams still not even have a 500 record. It's like, and maybe Kupp gets there, but I don't really see his rookie card kind of going up from where they're at now, just based on that. Maybe they go up a little bit, but this is not a playoff team. So ultimately, like, I'm not going. I wouldn't go outside of Cup and maybe Stafford. Stafford's pretty cheap, I think, for
Oh, for sure.
his profile. But it's like, is he going to make the Hall of Fame? You think Stafford's going to make the Hall of Fame?
He's a fringe guy. He's a fringe guy. He's probably a few spots below, Matt Ryan, who some people say no on, but the numbers would say otherwise. So we're talking about anyone taking shots on Kyler Murray. Stephen FL is asking. I think that there's still room to buy Kyler if the rookie QB starts off the season playing well. He might
Yeah,
he may end up, sitting or getting moved. Maybe, who knows?
Kyler's prices are going to keep going down, is my opinion. The ACL, he's not ready to play. He could sit the entire year. He could sit the entire year as of right now, at least not starting the season. And the Cardinals they're just bad all around, man. The coaching arguably has no offensive play calling experience. Just the fact, like, reading between the lines, them releasing DeAndre Hopkins, they don't want players on that offense that's going to help them win games. This is a total tank year. They have the 31st ranked offensive line, so almost the stone worst offensive line in the league. Their current projected win total this year is 14th, or their win total projection is 6.6. Their strength of schedule is 14th. So, I mean, this season is not it for the Cardinals. I think you will be able to buy Kyler Murray even cheaper in November. I mean, it's hard to get much cheaper than right now, but I do think they could get even cheaper, because if they go in full tank mode, now all of a sudden people are going to start talking about the Cardinals potentially moving on from Kyler Murray and drafting a Caleb Williams, and those rumors are going to start heating up. And I think that's going to – it could work either way. Like, if the rumors get really serious, then I guess that could work in Kyler's favor, because he is a talented player if he goes to a better team.
The interesting thing is they actually had a pretty good draft, and they actually have a couple good young players, and they actually improved their line. So I think that skill-wise, no one's ever really questioned his ability on the field, but I think the chat all agrees that it's a mentality thing, it's a maturity thing, and it's not a position you can just show up and improvise. Like, there's a lot of planning that goes into this, and there's a lot of leadership that goes into being the face of a franchise, and he just hasn't taken the mantle very well.
Yeah, and this could go down a little bit more. A base prism at $50, this could go down more. Like, I think right now you got to look at Daniel Jones and to see how those guys are stacking up. Okay, well, finally, yeah, Daniel Jones is clearly on average higher than Kyler Murray. But I think that this prism could go down to like a $30 type level for a prism PSA 10. I still think there's room to probably drop a little bit more for Kyler before, if he ever goes back up again. But yeah, to your point, I'm pretty much out on him. He's gonna have to. I don't know, man. It'd have to get really cheap, and I guess then you could say, yeah, I'll go ahead and buy one, stash it. Who knows? He is really talented, but
hey, let's not forget, Andy. We're comparing two guys here. For you guys that have been around since last season, we did fade Kyler, and we did say that Daniel Jones was an upside play, and the QB Whisperer has done some wild things with that team. I think that we see it just continue. The Daniel Jones cards are still relatively cheap, but his high-end stuff is starting to get really expensive again.
Yeah, I remember when you could get that rookie ticket auto for around $200, and I saw that trend there of 450, almost $500. So that was pretty impressive, especially when the Kyler Prism Silver. I mean, someone still did a buy it now for 700 compared to an auction later on that night for 460. Like, I don't know who would have done that, but yeah, somebody did that. That happened.
Do we have any other quick guys to cover on the risers here? We got some people antsy to get some drafts going, and I think that I'm ready at any time.
Oh,
I'm ready at any
I'm ready. Yeah, yeah. And this is the thing with football cards. You can really go down rabbit holes when these players have so many different cards. And you just can't make blanket statements. You can make a blanket statement about a player and you can have a single player take. But then when it comes to their rookie cards, with so many different rookie cards, you really have to take it as a case by case basis. So I do want to hop into a draft. We are going to hop into a draft. A couple more risers. Romeo Dobbs tweets are coming out that he is building really good chemistry with Jordan Love. And he's kind of emerging as a favorite target early in camp for Jordan Love. And he had a ton of hype coming into his rookie season. He's a guy to potentially look at super cheap. I guess you would want to stack him with the Jordan Love play, especially with how expensive Christian Watson is. This is a good arbitrage to say, hey, Christian Watson's not the guy, even though we saw those traits. You know what I'm saying? And then Romeo Dobbs also, he's moving up a little bit to 126.
Yeah, Dobbs has got a lot to prove. Outside of those first two games he had last year, he quickly became one of the least efficient receivers in the league. So maybe it was a chemistry issue with Rodgers, but I guess we'll see.
We shall see. We shall see. And I may pull up his rookie cards here in a minute. Let me go ahead and hop on to Underdog Fantasy. We can go ahead and get a draft going.
Yeah.
We've got Superflex drafts still open. We've got the new weekly winners, which is drafting a season-long best ball team and them paying out the winner each week. So it's like the Best Ball Mania 4, but each week there is going to be a winner in the big pool against everybody. So it's like every week you're playing against the people in the entire tournament. Does that make sense, Steve?
Interesting.
Let's show you this. Oh, yeah. That's for this is the giveaway wheel for patrons only. We're getting ready to do 6 big giveaways over on patreon.com/football cards based on the Star Stock Mail Day you guys just saw from last week. So I've got that ready to go. That's going to come out tomorrow on patreon.com/football cards. If you want to sign up and support the show, also get access to that Keep 'em web app and get access to the Auction Sniper article that's coming out tomorrow morning and the Discord server. So go check that out. We've got 3 different membership tiers, as low as $6 a month. We are a completely independent show, except our only partner is UnderdogFantasy.com, and they incentivize us for new signups. So if you're new, promo code QUEST will get you a 100% instant deposit bonus, and then you can draft your best ball team. This is really going to get you sharp for your family and friends redraft season-long fantasy leagues that you do come August. This is also going to give you a chance to win a ton of money. This is also going to give you a really good look at what sharp money is valuing players at because Steve, people have skin in the game on Underdog Fantasy. They want to take home the first place prize or the second. They want to win money. It's actually money involved. When you have money involved, it's so much better than doing a mock draft on Yahoo or ESPN when half the people aren't even there. I may auto pick every once in a while, but it's not on purpose.
We forgive you, but no, it's what you said is true. I mean, if you do a mock-up on Yahoo, there's really nothing to that. There's no one's really winning or losing anything with that. So you got to take that with a grain of salt. People that have something to lose when you're doing these best ball drafts, you can consider that like a true ADP where guys that are actually spending money on a draft are taking players.
All right, let's count down and hit the button. These guys are chomping at the bits. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you hit that like button too on the stream. I'm gonna count down from 5. Steve, are you ready?
Let it rip.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Enter. Let's go.
Oh, waiting on 7. I think we're gonna get everybody in on this one.
Beautiful. Yeah, let's go, guys.
Fill it up. Fill it up. Fill it up.
Open.
2 spots, 1 spot,
1,
and
there
that's
we go.
it.
All right, baby. I'm dialed in. Ready for some week 17 correlation. Oh, awesome. Looks like we got quite a few questions in
with
here.
The second spot. Filthy in the house. Who else is in here?
Got Derek, DBO68 at the 3. Where are you, Steve?
11.
I see Filthy at the 1.9. Ooh, Filthy's right after me. I'm going to see if I can't snipe him, but he's going to end up sniping me on the way back. This ought to be fun. This ought to be fun. Scout, if you're out there in the chat and you're in our draft, let us know. We will be playing against each other for the first 14 weeks in this tournament, Steve. This is super flex. I love this format. They just took off 1 wide receiver. So now it's 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, 1 tight end, 1 flex, and then the super flex. So you can start that second quarterback on a weekly basis, which is beautiful because you don't have to worry about waiver wire. You don't have to worry about roster start sit decisions in this. It's just the draft, man. And then you set it and forget it. And you draft your team and they'll optimize it for you every week. It's just doesn't get any better than best ball.
You know, Andy, what I started doing that I didn't realize you could do until recently is when the draft is over, you can actually rename it. So last year when I was trying to look at my winning sheets and I wasn't able to necessarily discern like where that draft happened or who was in it, but you can rename it like June 29th live stream. So when you did it and if it was like on with the Discord or with the YouTube community or whatever.
That's a great point. I saw that little feature. So shout out to Jeremiah Goodman, man. Welcome to the quest. Glad to have you in this draft with us. Jeremiah finally made it to 1. He is Mfia. Just drafted Joe Burrow at the 1.4. All quarterbacks still. Mahomes, Hurts, Allen, Burrow, Lamar Jackson at the 5.
Oh, yeah.
At what point, Justin Fields at the 6, do you pivot and start taking wide receivers? Like, I'm legitimately torn here between Trevor Lawrence and Justin Jefferson. I feel like I've got to go Justin Jefferson because he's a guy who could put up 30 fantasy points a game. Like there is a very clear path with how bad the Vikings defense is and how fast they play on offense that Justin Jefferson can go over 2,000 receiving yards this year. And in which case he's going to be putting up 25 to 30 fantasy points a game. Like nobody can really cover that guy. They could try and slow him down. But he's still just, he's still going to just go up over him. And like, I felt like I had to pivot there. And look, Filthy pivoted too. He went Jamar Chase. But it gets thin quick. Like you pivoted Christian McCaffrey at 11. I mean, we're already at the QB1s are gone. Like Dak Prescott, okay. Now, what were your options? Who did you take Dak over?
There was Kelsey, Cup, Tyreek Hill, all kind of there. So I figure that he's kind of like a fringe tier 1 when he's healthy. So that was kind of what edged me towards that. Although, I mean, could you be wrong taking Cup with your second pick? Not at all. I mean, Here's the thing: is these super flexes are like the wild west, man. You really have no clue, and they're still relatively new. This, I think, is the first super flex of the off season here, at least on
Mm-hmm.
Underdog. So there's some people that are maybe just doing these for the first time. So you're going to see picks just all over the place.
Filthy is playing with fire. He fades quarterback rounds 1 and 2. Goes Jamar Chase, Cooper Cup right behind me here. Oh, I got to get a quarterback, and I'm going to go ahead and reach a few spots on him to stack. I'm going to go ahead and take those elite Minnesota Vikings points. They're playing the Packers in Week 17, so I'll probably try and bring this back with like whether it's well, let's see what's the ADP of a guy like Aaron Jones. So 68.5. So I'll go ahead and star him up. I don't have to take him now. Basically can take a detour here. But he will be on my radar as a bring back. Or, in fact, Steve, what I could do is go ahead and star up like Christian Watson. Go ahead and star him up 59.7. He's going to be in that same exact range. I can go ahead and star up Romeo Dobbs. We were just talking about him.
Late stick, you dog.
What do you take? Oh, Jared Goff.
My homie.
The shirt's coming for you, Steve.
Is it?
He's
Oh,
going
man.
to be wearing a custom-made Quest shirt at the National.
Oh,
Speaking of which, I gotta get with Late Stick. I gotta get with my man Late Stick. And if anybody else on the Quest is going, send me an email, and I'll get you a shirt before you go. And I can customize it with like custom text if you want a number on the back or some custom text. Steve's gonna have some custom text on the back of his. I'm gonna leave it up. It's gonna be a surprise. It's gonna be great. I can't wait.
Stephen FL says he bought a Roquan Smith tricolor prism out of 99 for $8. Is that the select? I think I have that. Is it the red, white, and blue select?
I appreciate you, Filthy. We're getting pretty thin at quarterback already. This is what scares the crap out of me in these super flex drafts, man. Derek, though, he faded it. He went Diggs, Devontae Adams. I guess you got to ask yourself, like, points per game. What are we looking at here? I guess I can go ahead. Man, I love me some Nick Chubb. I do. I think I'm going to go ahead with a balanced build here. I love me some Nick Chubb this year. And let's see what their Week 17 matchup is. I can't remember. I can remember some of them, but still working on it. Jets, Browns. All right. I like that, man. I'm sure. No, he's probably not gone. Brees Hall is not gone. We're going to go ahead and star him up. That would be crazy if the Jets bring in Cook. I can't see it. I think that's smoke. I can see the Patriots bringing him in though. I would thought the Patriots were more into a guy like Fournette. But
I think so too.
But I could see Cook is a better runner at this point in his career than Fournette is. Fournette's a better pass catcher though. But I guess Ramondre is a pretty good pass catcher, and so is Pierre Strong. So maybe they are looking for a better between the tackles runner, and that would be Cook. So, but nobody wants to give Cook the money that he wants. He wants like $10 million for 1 year, and there's just I feel like Leonard Fournette would be a good fit for the Pats. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I agree. He's just got to, get back in shape.
It wants my shirt to say auto pick Andy on the back. What do we have? Pick 41. Oh man. So this is very tempting, but
Guys,
I think I'm gonna. Oh man, but T Higgins is out here too. So do you go Brees Hall or T Higgins? I'm gonna go with the upside play here with Brees Hall coming into form towards the end of the season, and they're playing. Did I get it? Yeah, I got it. They're playing the Browns in Week 17, so.
guys, give him some credit. It's 4 rounds in, and he hasn't auto picked yet. You got to credit where credit's
I'm
due,
starring
man.
guys up. Look, I've got Week 17 correlation and bringbacks. I've already got a stack. I mean, I think I'm doing pretty damn good at this point, man. I don't have a second quarterback, which scares the living crap out of me. But maybe I get lucky and get Jordan Love and hope and pray that he's not a bust.
Before I forget, Steven asked about the Roquan. I think it's a good buy. I have that card. I might even have 2 or 3 copies of that card, but I have a pretty big Roquan PC. Oh, Najee, 47. I think that's a good value.
47. You know, I just have I mean, okay, so this is the thing, Steve. Najee's really gonna have to. This is the year for him, man. If he does not kick his efficiency into the next gear, I don't think people are going to be really going back to that well, man. He was super old coming out. He was what, like 24 coming out. So he's already like going to be 26 this year. It's just crazy. In his third year, obviously first round capital, so he could be in Pittsburgh for the next 2 years at least, maybe 3, maybe he could go up to 5 years with the franchise tag, the 5th-year option. So, man, I'm gonna be screwed on wide receiver, aren't I? Oh, that's Mathia. You got him. Got him. Jeremiah, you got him. What's Derek doing? Josh Allen, Diggs, Adams, Andrews, Metcalf.
And you guys are quick, man. This thing is very few people taking the timer down here.
Except for me.
That's all right. That's what it's there for. 30 seconds is not long.
I'm gonna have to go Kenny Pickett here, bro. I don't know what else to do.
Steve and I am a Bears fan, 100%. Filthy on the clock. Let's see where he's going. It's a great pick. Jarieth Judieth.
Ooh, you know I love me some Deontay at value though, Steve. Hey, and there's our boy Jalen Warren, the Muth, old Dusty Allen Robinson, Steve. Who are the Steelers playing in Week 17? I forget.
Hey, Sean's in the chat. What's up, man? What's up?
Yo, Jonathan Taylor cards. I know he's pumped because he's been adding some really nice Jonathan Taylor cards to his collection because Jonathan Taylor's values have been down. So I think Jonathan Taylor is definitely one of those guys who's set up. He could exceed expectations if Anthony Richardson can.
Ooh, nice pick on the Hawkinson guy.
Seahawks.
I was thinking about that. You know what? This is going to be something I have never done in any of my best ball sheets so far, but gambling time. Ready for it? Let's go.
What you doing?
We gambling.
Oh, we gambling now.
Joe Mixon. If he does not get in legal trouble, man, that is a value.
Oh, filthy sniped Aaron Jones from me. Thanks, buddy.
Let's see this. Solid, man. Filthy's got Cup and Stafford. That's hell of a combo.
Drake London or Terry McLaurin or DJ Moore.
Let's see. T-Mac.
I went with McLaurin. He does have the. See, I've got the, and I could always go with Sam Howell as my week 17. You could also go with Brissett. I hate to handcuff, but I really don't know who's going to be starting there, especially towards the end of the season when Ron Rivera is about to get fired. He may get pretty desperate, Steve. Now, they are playing the 49ers in week 17. I know this. Let's test my knowledge. Yes, the 49ers are playing at the Commanders. So,
did you see that? And this is, I part of me wants to not laugh, but I have to laugh that they might actually have to change their team name again.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, imagine buying merch and then buying merch and then buying merch only to then buy merch for the 4th year in a row.
Oh my gosh.
I'd be quite
mad. Yeah. So Filthy says he paid it forward. He got somebody sniped Mixon from him, so he sniped Aaron Jones from me. Oh, I see. We can blame it on Sam Witt. He started the sniping train there. Sam Witt sniped Mixon, so Filthy had to snipe Aaron Jones. So then I had to snipe. Well, no, nobody's got Sam Howell, so I'm not really sniping Terry McLaurin. I'm just taking him at value. Kit Mode takes Sam Howell.
Shant, I am definitely hyped for the Bears, man. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be a mixed bag. But you're going to see at least some moments of greatness, I think, this year.
It better be week 1, man. I'm about to buy me some Justin Fields cards at the National.
That is going to be the probably most sought after player this July at the National.
The question is, do you think I could trade one rated rookie Jalen Hurts for how many rated rookie Justin Fields can I get? I can at least get 2, right?
At current value, I think that's about right.
Yeah. I'm just wondering if there's like a dealer who's got like a box of these for Justin Fields. Like I've got now a box of these for Jalen Hurts. I've got a box of these for Jonathan Taylor too. But Sean's got like gold vinyls and national treasures out of 2 over there. He's got there's a reason why he's Jonathan Taylor cards. But I think that's not a bad idea when they've got like 22 of these things. Take a couple of them to the National, see if I could trade them for a couple Justin Fields. All right, what do we have? Pick 80. Does anybody kind of meet my profile here? I could go Tyler Lockett. Go.
There's a guy on the board, Andy. I'm surprised he didn't grab there. Oh, Filthy got him, though. That's the guy I thought you were going for.
Filthy get?
Deontay Johnson.
Oh, Deontay. Dude, was he on my sheet? Yeah.
He's you have his quarterback, too.
I only have 30 seconds, though, Steve. I only have 30 seconds, man.
Star him up. Star up your Pittsburgh Steelers, man.
And see, the thing is, I did have them start up, I think, but I was looking at ADP to try and find who was at the best value on my sheet. And I do remember that the Seahawks are playing the Steelers. So I was thinking Tyler Lockett is the bring back to the Kenny Pickett play. So I guess I'm going to have to go Pickens and hope Pickens has the spike week, or maybe, I'm going to have to go Pickens. He's probably not going to make it back for me, and Pickens is not a guy I want to reach on. So I'm going to end up having to take somebody else now.
think Deontay's going to have a nice year.
I do too. I could see George Pickens having a very Gabe Davis-esque type year, which a lot of people say if Gabe Davis never sprained his ankle last year, it would have been better. I don't know, man. I think it was always going to be decent. I mean, I think he's a 1,000-yard max. That's like high end, for him. But I only have 2 running backs, Steve, and I'm looking at guys like David Montgomery sitting there.
Ooh,
That looks super juicy. Although I do want somebody to stack with Pickens. It might end up being. I really don't want to reach. I'm not even opposed to taking a Swift, but I've been taking Montgomery pretty much in that spot every time. I just love the situation for Montgomery this year. That line is so good. And David Montgomery has proven to be way more durable with an all-purpose skill set. I know they spent a top 12 pick on Gibbs. Clearly going to use him. I'm just hoping to use him more in the passing game. It's going to be really interesting. I don't think you're looking at like 18 touchdowns like Jamal Williams had, but I could easily see big spike games from Montgomery where he's putting up 3 touchdowns, and 100 yards on the ground.
No, for sure. I think that hands down, this is the best line he's ever played behind.
Oh yeah,
and the best offense he's ever played in too. So it's very interesting.
Yeah, and he's been as efficient as he's been behind a bad offensive line his entire career, and now he gets a true elite line, run blocking line. So I'm excited to see what he can actually do. I mean, they've got him on a pretty big contract too. So I think he's going to catch some passes. I think he's going to probably catch about 30 passes. I think double-digit touchdowns. And
yeah,
look at his. Looking at.
I was going to say, look at his receiving efficiency. If you look at the number of passes thrown his way and the number of catches, it's really close if you round up to like the high 90%. So he's an amazing receiver. Doesn't get the credit for it, but he really is. He's a guy that a lot of people criticize as being good at a lot of things, but not great at anything. I gotta really disagree with that, honestly.
Yeah, I find myself. He's just his value compared to the upside that he presents now is nice. I think it's just there's a lot of rookie hype, and it's a number 12 overall pick for Gibbs. I get it. That's big, He's going to factor in, obviously, but I mean, it's today's NFL. We Lions, Cowboys. Okay, Cowboys. You know what that means? You go take a super late Ezekiel Elliott or maybe Michael Gallup.
Zeke? What if Zeke went to the Patriots?
It's possible.
There's still no known destination for him at this point. Who knows? He could end up back on the Cowboys, realistically.
That's what I think. I think he ends up back on the Cowboys.
Just takes a much reduced paycheck.
Oh man, I can't let Pacheco slide any more than this. Dang, I gotta lock this guy down. Sorry, I got to lock. I mean, Pacheco, he just runs so angry. Like he always runs so fierce, man. Like somebody just beat up his mama or something, stole his lunch money. And that Chiefs offense, they get him going. Like his vision wasn't great, but he really didn't get a whole lot of playing time in college, from what I understand. So it's like he's raw, he's like a raw piece of clay, and they're molding him. But he clearly is their RB1, and for an RB1 for the Chiefs with that kind of explosiveness to go this late, I'm sorry, like that is money, dude. He even caught 13 passes last year, Steve.
Who do I want here?
And they're playing the Bengals in Week 17. So you know what that means. We're about to go Bengals. Oh, yeah. I'll start up Tyler Boyd. I'm not opposed to late Irv Smith. I like Chase Brown. Yeah, there we go. All right, we're at 113. Man, and Tony's out there. This upside out on the table, bro. I just can't turn it down. I can't turn it down, man. I'm hunting for 30 fantasy point spike weeks. These are the guys.
There's no doubt about it that he's got some injury risk, but he's got wide receiver one upside simply because he's in the offense he's in. I mean, you saw some of the games he had even with the Giants before he got hurt. So could be intriguing. I mean, if he plays,
he slide up? Yeah,
I think if he plays 8 games, he's worth the ADP. Honestly,
why did he slide? 11 picks past 9 picks past ADP. Is this just because of the super flex format? Maybe.
Who ended up getting him? Let's see. You got him at 113. You got so I think maybe, yeah. Kidmo had Mahomes, so maybe he would have taken him at 120. Maybe, and wouldn't have taken him at 97. That could be why.
And you see what happened. Kitmo went quarterback prior to his quarterback, got Bijan on the 2-3 turn there, and then he hammered wide receivers with Higgins, Ridley, Ayuk. Oh, he would have 100% gotten him, but I can't let Kadarius Toney slide that far when he's like a premium spike week player, you know. And we got Sean out there to confirm that. I mean, now just for the record, he did put up only 171 receiving yards last year, and DJ Moore put up how many, Steve? He put up 888 in his worst year of his career because he's playing with a bunch of nobodies at quarterback. A busted Baker Mayfield, PJ Walker, still put up 888 receiving yards, 17 games.
Am I seeing this right?
Nice.
Jameson
Williams. All right, we gotta get moving here before I get auto picked at 128. Oh, check it out. My guy, Tyler Boyd. Babink. Hey, the queue up system worked out for me right there. That's what I was trying to do before.
Penny.
I've totally faded the tight end position in this draft. We'll see how that works out for us. Although Evan Ingram just went at 110. So there is definitely tight end talent out there. Still, lots of it. I mean, tight end is one of those things where it's like, it's just such a wasteland after Kelsey. I mean, there's even, I guess you could say Mark Andrews. That's Lamar's boy. So, I mean, that's pretty safe. And Kittle's got some spike weeks for sure in him. But, man, it's just so tough to get consistency at the tight end position after that. It's a crapshoot, man. I think Darren Waller, if healthy, he could be a really consistent play. I mean, a guy, he's already been lighting it up in camp too. I mean, he's a freak. He's a mismatch nightmare, just like Kyle Pitts,
Kyle Pitts. Right. Do you think Kyle Pitts? I think he definitely has a better year. Do you think he goes back to rookie form though?
That's a good question. Gotta go. Romeo Dobbs. Dubs. How many receivers do I have now? 6? I probably need to slow down on receivers and get some other guys.
Let's see. Derek said went tight end heavy this draft. Let's see. Derek Scott. Damn. He wasn't lying. Andrews, Kittle, Pitts.
He took Andrews, Kittle, Pitts. Yeah, my short answer is Pitts. Yes. What'd Filthy do with the homer pick with Rashad Penny at 129? Let's look at this roster for Scaladetti. Christian McCaffrey, he's at the 1.11. Christian McCaffrey, Dak Prescott, then Tony Pollard. Okay, love it. Ramadre at 38, coming back in the 4th. Then he has to go the long distance, gets Debo. Then Brock Purdy stacked there. Then Mac Jones at 83 for his 3rd quarterback. Then Marquise Brown. Brandon Cooks after waiting a while in the 9th. Evan Ingram at 110 is tight end. And Juju Smith-Schuster at 131. And Elijah Mitchell, you dog. I actually had Elijah Mitchell on my radar.
I think a lot of people forgot how good he is. And you got to know that, you could make the argument that it was a bad pick because I have McCaffrey already, but he's going to get work either way. They love to run the ball, and they're definitely not going to run McCaffrey into the ground.
Yeah.
He took Kincaid. Oh, man.
What in the world is that guy doing over there? I guess I got to take a tight end.
I was going to say, what is the...
Things getting crazy around here, man.
What is the most... How many tight ends can you theoretically start, given the nature of this league? Is it 3?
3, but it's not a tight end premium unless I missed something. Unless there's something that Derek knows that we don't. But it's half point PPR. And the roster is 1 quarterback, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, 1 tight end, 1 super flex, 1 flex. So you could start up to 3 tight end. So I think that the ideal build is going to be somewhere. We do have 2 extra rounds in this draft, more than like the Best Ball Mania. So you can actually build a 3 quarterback, 5 running back, 7 wide receiver, and still have 5 tight ends. So yeah, okay, I could see why drafting so many tight ends. Like, we still have 6 rounds to go. So I think it probably is optimal to have 3 tight ends and at least 3 quarterbacks in this format. Don't you do it, Filthy. Don't you do it, man. No, he's not going to do it. He can't do it.
No, that's the perfect pick. It's the perfect pick at that ADP. He's a value, and he's got the stack. So Brissett.
Yeah, I was afraid that I would love to, like, hopefully people would fade him and he comes back to me in the next round. But with his ADP at 158, I'm afraid that the Dotson, the Antonio Gibson draft or the Brian Robinson draft is going to going to take Brissett or just someone who needs quarterback. And I don't have Pickett stacked with anybody. So now at least I have Brissett stacked with Terry McLaurin, who honestly, if you look at how Brissett threw the ball for Cleveland last year, would be better for Terry McLaurin than Sam Howell, who's more likely to tuck it and run it, Terry McLaurin, if you give him enough time, a guy's going to get open. He's going to make big plays. And Jacoby Brissett, I actually would be very interested to see Jacoby Brissett start for the Commanders. I think he would be very good for the wide receivers on that team.
I agree. Absolutely.
Yeah. He was money last year in Cleveland with Amari Cooper.
Undervalued and underappreciated with how efficient he was.
Golden rule, Steve?
What's that?
The golden rule, Steve, is to have a Chicago Bears running back in every draft you do.
Honestly, I think that I think that I just about do, especially because there's no clear-cut guy yet. So taking one of three possibilities puts you in a position for a good week at some point throughout the year, maybe for multiple even.
Yeah. You can take Roshan Johnson, Stroud, but it doesn't matter, man, because Deontay Foreman's coming to me. Man, Elijah's been like rapid fire every time he gets on the clock, bro. No, I don't want Will Levis. I want Deontay Foreman. Just got a golden rule, man. Gotta have Bears running back in every draft. Now I got 5 RBs, 3 quarterbacks, 6 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Gotta start loading up at tight ends, brother. Look how many tight ends are out there that could still have spike weeks. Yeah,
I had to do it. That's my position I have the least amount of depth at right now.
Yeah, you and me both. Oh, solid pick, man. I mean, he's the guy that's got the chemistry and the experience with the coaching staff. And, by the way, a big-ass contract, in Buffalo, Dawson Knox. So, they don't have a defined role yet for Kincaid. So, I still think that, the tight end group as a whole is probably on Buffalo is probably looking at 15% targets. So, split that between Kincaid and Knox, and there you go. Target rate, target share, 12.8%. So 13%, 11.7% in the red zone. So 7% for Kincaid now, if they split it. There's still some spike games left over for Knox.
Yeah, and
Sam Witt did it again. He just sniped Filthy with Kenneth Gainwell. Now he's forced to get Cordell Patterson.
Not bad. Is
it Ezekiel Elliott time?
I still think, Andy, that they're going to use Kincaid as a slot receiver on occasion, as well as in 2 tight end sets. So.
I just let it auto pick. I just reached like 2 rounds on Noah Fant. Whatever. He's super athletic. He's on Seattle. It's a good offense. Whatever.
Derek Steve took Knox from me. That's all right. You took about 4 tight ends from me at this one.
Seriously, did he just say you sniped a tight end from him after he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 tight ends? Bro's got issues.
Hey, Filthy, what's interesting about Patterson is they're planning on using him as a receiver and a running back. I mean, more so than in previous years. They won't have to rely on him as a runner as much.
Let him do what he's best at, and that's receiving.
He's definitely not. He's not cooked, man. He's got some gas left in
the tank. And let him be like that short A-dot guy, you know? Drake London, the intermediate guy. Kyle Pitts, the intermediate deep guy. And Cordell Patterson. I mean, it's just insane if Desmond Ridder can just meet expectations. Just get a C in the class, you know? Just a C. Just an average quarterback. He's gonna do well in that offensive system now. I mean, it's insane, dude. They have the easiest schedule this year. They have the number 7th ranked offensive line. They've got insane weapons. I mean, just be decent, dude. Just be decent.
Yeah, when you're getting them this late too, man, it's a great value for a guy that could have some pretty big weeks.
K. Blake Jones goes with the Mayo man, Will Levis, at 198. Mechie. Okay. What are we at? Oh, did somebody take Jasicki?
Yeah, I got him last round.
Oh, you did? Well, I don't really need wide receiver, but I guess we're going to take Paris Campbell. I kind of like his value here.
He fell below ADP, Andy, which, as you saw, is the opposite of the trend we just discussed.
Yeah, but this is super flex, so I'm wondering if the ADP it changes it up so much whenever like your first 3 rounds are just littered with quarterbacks because of the super flex element. I kind of want to just do another super flex because this one's filling up fast, and we have so much time on the weekly winners. It's going to be a massive player pool. I kind of want to do another Chihuahua.
Oh man, I got stymied. I had Pierre Strong queued up, so I just got stymied there. I'm gonna have to go with my emergency pick.
Your emergency backup pick, Sam Darnold.
I got a handcuff Purdy just in case he's not ready to start the year.
Filthy went with the Mike White at 201. Could be the pick of the draft if Tua is out due to another concussion. So hopefully you guys have been buying Mike White rookie cards. Take a $20 bill out of your next paycheck and go buy you a Mike White optic hollow or I don't know. What are Mike White's rookie autos going for these days? I have not checked in on those in a while. What are we at here? 209?
So we're at the end of you're in the 18th, so there's 2 more rounds after this.
Screw you, Derek. I'm taking Hayden Hurst. I know you wanted him. Just loading up on tight ends over there. Hey, Kyle Trask is still out there. Is Baker Mayfield still out there? Clayton Tune's out there. Bailey Zappi. Winston. Minshew. Heineke. Ritter better watch out, man. Heineke can play decent. He's a scrappy little dude. The run on tight ends just now, man. 8 rounds tight ends. Mayer, Likely, Wood, Jelani Woods, Trey McBride.
Love me some Trey McBride.
Stack him with Clayton Tune, man.
You got to think about who their pass catchers are going to be. If you remember, Andy, the last, 2 or 3 games, Ertz was out and he started. He actually had some really nice games.
He was a very productive tight end in college, and he got second round draft capital, so it's not like he didn't do bad. He went to college at Colorado State, and the guy was incredibly productive. Like, put up 1,100 receiving yards in 2021 at Colorado State, 34% target share. So if push comes to shove, they could just throw it to this dude who's 6'4", 245 and can run a 4.56.
Since we're on the topic, I'll let you make your pick first, but there's something I wanted to show. I just happen to have this sitting on my desk. I completely forgot about it.
224. What do we got here? 224. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Miko Hardman. I don't know. I just go with, hey, it's your boy Tim Patrick. I don't think I need any more wide receivers though. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess I could have gone Tim Patrick. I do have Greg Dulcich too from Denver. I got 6 running backs too, 3 quarterbacks. I might as well add on a Zappy or something, a Clayton Tune here at the end. Maybe my guy Katie Otten here in
I like Otten.
Tampa.
He's got a pretty good last week 17 matchup too.
I might go with because I waited so long on tight end. I might as well go with the fourth tight end, man.
We got 2 rounds left.
I think I'm on my last pick. I think I only got 1 pick left, brother. Last round.
Might as well keep
and
the synergy.
We flew through this one, so I think we do another one of these. What say you?
Always, man. Always down. I went with the synergy. I went with the Deuce Vaughn. That's going to be a couple spike week games potentially. Linebackers won't even be able to see him behind the line there.
Yes, sir. Rhino. Wait, Rhinoverse and Ryan Haslip. I think that's the same person. Confusing me, man. Or did you just change your thing? But yeah, let's do another. Oh yeah, that's right. He's probably got his personal account and his actual channel account. That is Ryan from Ryan's Store Review on Monday nights. Yeah, let's do another one. Let's do another one of these.
Well, here, Andy, this is what I wanted to show this bad boy off.
What is that?
Yeah, buddy. Trey McBride, eye black.
Oh. Trey McBride, eye black?
Yeah.
Nice.
And I haven't took the painter's tape off this one, but Sean would appreciate. Andy, you'd probably appreciate this too. Little JT pen pals I picked up recently.
Nice.
Got to get in while his stock is still down.
All right, that is. Well, we got a couple picks left. Let me run down the rosters real quick for Derek. Let's go late stick first. He was in the 2-hole. Jalen Hurts, money at 1.2. Amon-Ra St. Brown coming back, getting that premium wide receiver, top tier. Jared Goff immediately stacks him in round 3, then gets Najee in round 4, and then goes Amari Cooper in round 5, Christian Kirk in round 6, Miles Sanders round 7. Now Carolina, Jordan Addison, round 8. George Pickens, round 9. Pat Freiermuth staying on that Steelers train in round 10. Then goes Brian Robinson, a little bit of a homer pick there, I think, for late stick in round 11. Rondale Moore. They got to throw it to somebody there, man. Talk about Trey McBride late. Round 12. Tank Bigsby 13, KJ Osborne, Sam Laporta in 15, Ezekiel Elliott, Colt McCoy, Trey McBride, Kareem Hunt, Deneric Prince, the rookie for Kansas City in the final round. Derek gets Bailey Zappi in the final round. Let's see what Derek did. Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, immediate stack. Then he goes Devontae Adams at the third round. The Raiders are playing the Colts in Week 17. So let's see what he did from there. Then he goes Mark Andrews at pick number 4. Pick number 4. The Ravens. Dolphins, Ravens. Love that Week 17 matchup there.
Dolphins are definitely much weaker on the road.
Yeah. And last year when they played Baltimore was just a nuclear match. Then he goes DK Metcalf in 5, George Kittle in 6, Kyle Pitts in 7, JSN in 8. That was a bring back right there because the Seahawks, Steelers. Oh, wait. No, I was going to bring back. So, yeah, Seahawks or the Steelers. Oh, I don't know. I'm looking at. Jimmy Garoppolo, round 9, stacked with Devontae. James Cook, round 10. A.J. Dillon, round 11. Khalil Herbert, round 12. Dalton Kincaid, 13. Singletary, 14. Raheem Mostert, Chuba Hubbard. Marvin Mims, Jalen Hyatt, Devonta Parker, Bailey Zappi in the final round. Steve, Mathia here. Our guy Jeremiah goes Joe Burrow, A.J. Brown, Garrett Wilson, Devonta Smith. Love that trio of wide receivers he took after Joe Burrow. That's pretty sick. And then follows it up with Jordan Love, sniped Jordan Love. J.K. Dobbins in round 6. Love that. Dallas Goedert in 7. DeAndre Swift in 8. Rashad White in 9. Njoku 10. Jameson Williams 11. Jalen Warren in 12. Kendre Miller 13. Adam Thielen 14. Jerome Ford 15. Musgrave in 16. Curtis Samuel. Jelani Woods. Kyle Trask. Gardner Minshew. To add 2 more QBs at the very end. Man, solid draft from Mathia there. I really like that draft he had.
Andy, you came out the gates swinging, man. I mean, Cousins, Jefferson, that's kind of where you want to be there.
Yeah, I came out swinging with that stack.
You know that the day this launched, or the second day of Superflex, Cousins ADP was 40-something. So look how fast his ADP is going up.
That's crazy, man. Well, I guess maybe I reached on him. His ADP at 22.3. But you got to differentiate yourself a little bit, and you got to go for your guy. He's not going to come all the way back to me.
No, he's not.
No,
you did what you had to do.
He's not going to come all the way back to me. Heck no. He's going to throw for over 5,000 yards this year, It's like. And then Chubb, I love that upside on Chubb, Breece Hall in the 4th. Kenny Pickett, I was like, man, I got to get some quarterback that's got some dual threat capability there. His quarterbacks were just pretty much decimated by that point. Although you still have guys like C.J. Stroud, Bryce Young, Ritter, Mack, Purdy, and Howell. That all went after Pickett. But I'm not going to complain. McLaurin, Tyler Lockett, David Montgomery, Pacheco, Kadarius Toney, Tyler Boyd, Romeo Doubs. Greg Dulcich was my first tight end in 13. Brissett, Foreman, Noah Fant, Paris Campbell at 217. Hayden Hurst, Malik Davis, Clayton Tune at the very end, which I think was an auto pick.
I mean,
Guilty collector.
He could theoretically play the whole year. You never know. I mean, he'll start the season most likely, but
that's true. Filthy Collector right after me. Faded quarterback early. Went Jamar Chase, Cooper Kupp round 1 and 2. Then goes Aaron Rodgers, Matt Stafford to make up for it, which he got one stack with Stafford and Kupp, and then Rodgers, and then he goes Kenneth Walker in 5. Love that. Aaron Jones in 6, which he was going to do Mixon, but went with an arbitrage Aaron Jones, and then Deontay Johnson, who I guess I should have gotten at 80, and I let him go. I let him slip, thinking that he would come back to me, and he was on my sheet. That was a miss right there. I should have drafted Deontay. Sorry, I put you in that position, Filthy. Darren Waller at 88. Then he gets Trey Lance. He got Trey Lance. He went Trey Lance at 105. I missed this. What was he doing there? What happened there? Did somebody hack his computer temporarily to draft Trey Lance? No, he also went Mike White, Taylor Heineke, so he went on a little backup sniping spree there.
Quarterback carousel. You gotta at that point. Yeah, at that point, you just gotta hope one of the dart throw QBs, plays a couple games this year.
Javonte, Rashad Penny, nice little spike week guys laid on. Lazard, Higbee, Jefferson, Donovan Peoples-Jones, Cordell Patterson, Mike White, Hunter Renfrow, Mecole Hardman, Taylor Heineke. I think he was just kind of picking best player available, it seemed like, after the Trey Lance pick. I think it threw him off, man. I think it would throw him off. He was forced to take Deontay Johnson. He never wanted to.
He got your guy, man. Sorry.
All right, Hitman. Final roster rundown real quick before we go to another one. Christian McCaffrey for you this is in the 11 hole. Christian McCaffrey, Dak Prescott, which that's an interesting pick, Steve. You think Dak Prescott's obviously you think he's going to outperform Kirk Cousins this year? Or was it just like a thought that maybe you could stack him with somebody later on?
Yeah, I didn't think that CD would necessarily make it back to me, but I took a little gamble. And let's see, where did he go? I think he got close. Oh, yeah, he went at
he did get close.
Yeah. But then I figured the thing is that if you don't have Jefferson, you can get a bulk of the Vikings guys because they're all, deeper in the ADP. That same goes for the Dallas roster. So Pollard catches a lot of passes. So I figured I could probably get him.
A lot of passes.
I could probably get him if CD didn't work out.
So I guess you're praying that the New England Patriots don't draft or pick up a free agent running back that eats into Stevenson's workload too much. Took him at 38 ahead of Breece Hall, Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, Najee Harris, Jahmyr Gibbs, Travis Etienne, and Kenneth Walker.
I'm very high on Ramondre this year.
Okay. Deebo Samuel at 59, Brock Purdy at 62 to stack, Mac Jones at 83 to stack with Ramondre, Marquise Brown, Brandon Cooks coming back with another wide receiver to stack with Dak there. There you go. Evan Ingram, first tight end. I love the spike week potential for Ingram. Juju Smith-Schuster, Elijah Mitchell, Michael Gallup, another Cowboy, Tyquan Thornton, Dawson Knox, Mike Gesicki, another Patriot there. Did you get Mac Jones? Did I say Mac Jones? Yeah, you did get Mac Jones. Okay, yeah, I love that stack of Mac Jones.
I got Juju and Tyquan and Gesicki.
That's right.
And Ramondre, I guess, too.
Wow. Okay. Very nice, very nice. And then you add on Darnold in case he starts instead of Purdy, Hunter Henry. Wow, you got both New England tight ends. Like you're taking that. It's interesting if you go back and look at Bill O'Brien's 2011 as offensive coordinator for the Patriots when Brady had that career year. Two of his top receivers were Rob Gronkowski and Aaron Hernandez. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they both went off. Like, they both had insane seasons. So you look at Gesicki and Hunter Henry are kind of set up this year to have some big years. Deuce Vaughn and Marvin Jones to round it out in the 20th. Chosen Anderson. Still
Gotta love it. Gotta love Chosen. Not really, but just a great name.
All right. One more?
I am ready.
Let's do it. I'm still going.
Get us a countdown going, Andy. I know there's a couple people in the chat that are anxiously awaiting the 5-second countdown.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Enter. Yes. Oh man.
3 spots.
3 spots.
I think we're gonna get really lucky this week. I feel like everyone that tried to get in is getting in this week.
Yeah, I know. We had the past couple weeks. It's been like, what the heck, man? It was weird. Like only 2 of us would get into the draft room. Yeah, I see Mathia. I see Scaladesi.
Derek.
Oh, hey, we got Bush Leaguers in the house. I recognize that name. Where are you hiding, Bush Leaguers? Put your pants on. Get ready to draft. Nice. And Derek at the 11th. Bad Mugs at 12. Oh, wow. This is going to be interesting because I am just surrounded. I'm surrounded, man. I'm sandwiched. I'm a late stick and Bush Leaguer sandwich, which could be bad because Bush Leaguer doesn't wear pants. So we got a Bush Leaguer's a sandwich. I'm right in the middle at the 1.8, and Derek's at the 111 on that turn. You know, Derek's going to be, watch out. He's going to be double tapping.
The interesting thing is, these super flex drafts, your draft position in the first round is a lot. It does change the way you draft a lot more than
whoa. Look at Afro Man 97. He went Justin Jefferson at the 1.3 instead of all of those quarterbacks available.
I guess that changed my game plan up a little bit there.
Wow. You went with the chalk play and Josh Allen.
Yeah, I had my eyes in a different direction, but how do you not do that? I guess so.
This changes everything because look at the choices of quarterbacks I've got now at the 8. I don't know what Laystick's gonna. Oh, of course he had to go with his man Justin Fields. I'm going with Herbert. Like it's no question. This is going to be a massive bounce back year from Herbert with Kellen Moore. Drafting Quentin Johnson in the first round. Like, I mean, there was just so many things that went wrong for Herbert last year, and it was an outlier. And it's just they're going to be playing so fast and aggressive this year. I'm excited. Jamar Chase.
Filthy said didn't make it this time. You can have Trey Lance this one. We'll save him for Derek. we'll save him for Derek in this one.
This one is going to be way different. It is weird how this first round here is already. Like, I never expect to get Herbert at the 8. I expected to be going Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson there. Bad Mugs, double taps wide receiver with Tyreek Hill, Cooper Kupp. Can't pass up on it. Derek goes Christian McCaffrey at the 11. Bold move. Deshaun Watson, 14. All right. So, Les Chargers are playing the Broncos in Week 17. They're also playing the Bills in 16. And I know I'm probably close to an auto pick, so they're playing the Raiders in 15. Oh, no. Okay. Perfect. Thank you for taking your time, Bush Leaguers. I appreciate that, man. Austin Eckler at 16. So, oh, man. Okay. I'm in a little bit of a decision point here. I'm really tempted to do this.
What's it gonna be?
Oh, I thought I started the guy up.
Auto pick in the second round. Who had the over under on round 2, guys? Come on. That's all right. He's gonna have a good year.
Yeah, I was actually gonna change things up and do Justin Herbert, Bijan Robinson start. I thought that would be really interesting.
Anthony Richardson is just going so high.
Strikes again. I was really on the fence of Richardson too. Man, I really wanted to do a Herbert Bijan start. Now I'm a Herbert Dak start.
I'll be honest. I think I have that pairing in quite a few of the best ball drafts I've done.
Thanks, Steve.
I think it's a great pairing.
I know, but it sounds very cookie cutter to me. Like it sounds like a lot of people probably have this. That's the only thing I'm afraid of.
No, I mean, it's it's gonna, after the first 2 rounds, those are the differentiating picks, right? Realistically, maybe even the first 4 rounds. Realistically,
Good point. Yeah, you're right.
Who would you have?
Went Bijan.
Who would you have taken otherwise?
Bijan Robinson.
Okay. Yeah.
I was going to swing for the fences with Bijan Robinson there. It just felt right, and I was trying to star him up at the last second. I decided I was actually going to go Anthony Richardson or Bijan Robinson. I was going to go with one of the rookies, and I went to star him up, and I guess I just wasn't quick enough. If you couldn't tell, I struggle with the 30-second clock sometimes. Oof. Look at that start, man. That's gnarly, bro. From you. Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Pretty happy with that. I was going Burrow with my first pick 100%, but the Justin Jefferson thing just threw me off so hard.
Geno Smith from Late Stick. See, I could have gone Anthony Richardson, Jonathan Taylor. I'm doing something weird here. I start off with 3 quarterbacks in a row.
Sir Godfrey.
I'm just going to start from the head down, right? I saw the Lions play the Cowboys in Week 17, so I'm just going to go ahead and start from the head down, and we'll see what comes back to me. But we have our quarterbacks figured out between the 3 of these guys. Bushleaguer's not going to pass up on elite running back talent at Jonathan Taylor, but he's got no quarterback, so it's an even trade-off there. Bobby Wellington knows what's up. He had from the 10 hole, he goes Trevor Lawrence, Tua, and then Daniel Jones.
We got some hoarders here.
Derek goes Derek Carr after he gets Chris Olave in the 3rd for the Saints stack.
Nice.
He's also got Deshaun Watson. I guess he's hoping that Amari Cooper comes back to him, but if not, he'll have to settle for a DPJ or a Elijah Moore or something. Or maybe a Njoku. Maybe he starts stacking up tight ends.
Maybe this time 5 or 6. Not 4 ain't good enough.
Pollard just went off the board at 39. Great value there. Bobby Wellington got a nice little steal there. Bushleaguers goes Ramondre. Triple. Oh man, you guys are putting me in a tight spot, bro. How do I say no to T. Higgins or Devonta Smith here?
That'd be hard to do.
Derrick Henry too. Screw my life. I had to go with the big man, the king. 2 picks past ADP. They are playing the Texans in Week 17. The Texans? Are you kidding me? Derrick Henry against the Texans in the sunset of his prime. Like, that should be money.
So torn here.
Be stuck with a bunch of wide receiver 2s though.
All right, let's just go here.
Late sticks a no-brainer with T. Higgins, Mathia, Josh Jacobs at 44. Late Scaladesi, Matt Stafford, 45. Who is the Cooper Kupp? Oh, that was Bad Mugs. Sorry, Bad Mugs. You got sniped, son. Afro Man, Kenny Pickett, 46. Jordan Love at 47. DJ Weck. Jay Peterson, 48. Starting with Mahomes, Kelsey stack, then CeeDee Lamb, Devonta Smith, Joe Mixon as a bring back to the KC. Nice start for Jay Peterson, 48, but he's also in the 1 hole, so gets a little advantage there on the start. But I'm surprised that Kelsey fell all the way back to him.
We were just talking about him, so why not? Let's go here.
Najee at 52. Your first running back in the 5th round. Jahmyr Gibbs to Mathia. Nice pick, man. Nobody wants to ever let anybody slide back to me. Just slide on back to me. Come on, late stick. Let me slide me over some value, brother. What are you letting slide? Amari Cooper? Okay. Well, I think it's pretty easy. I'm on the Keenan Allen train.
Love it.
Keenan Allen. Yeah, right on cue with the Herbert. Who am I gonna bring back with the Broncos? Do it, Judy, Javonte, P. Ryan, Mims, Tim Patrick. There's all kinds of guys out there.
Let's see where Derek goes with the 5.11 here.
I think he wanted to go Amari Cooper, but now he's going with a 3rd quarterback in Bryce Young. They're going down to Jacksonville for Week 17. Where's all your Week 17 correlations at? Not there yet, huh? So it's pretty early in the draft still for the Superflex format with there being 20 rounds in all, Steve. Dirty Purdy.
Debo's off the board.
Hey, I'm pulling all you guys into the stream. You guys full. This is a full transparency, no advantages.
Christian Watson. This is like my favorite part of the draft, like 5 through, I'd say like round 8 even. So many different ways you can go and not be wrong still. And then after that, it's a bit thinner, you know.
Very true. Man. I'm torn there. I'm torn there between Jerry Jeudy and Kenneth Walker, who literally was just like, late stick was like no hesitation. Bink, Kenneth Walker. Yeah, I was torn there.
Drake
Went
London.
with the bring back.
D-Hop, I had him start up. Let's see. Okay. So far going with a balanced approach.
Who'd you just take?
Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones. We got a Kyler Murray spotting. Christian Kirk. Great value at that pick.
Yeah, I still think that Christian Kirk should be going ahead of Calvin Ridley. What do you think, Steve?
Yes, for sure. He's already got a lot more chemistry with them. His numbers were good from last year already. You know, Ridley's got like a little more of the name recognition, even if it's not for the right reason. But you know, at one point he was considered a top receiver in the league. So I think people are just assuming that's still the case. Let's go.
Mathia was torn between Aaron Jones and D-Hop. Ultimately gave you Aaron Jones. Goes back, it's Sam Howell now. Round 7. Quite a few running backs seem to be going in this round already. 3 running backs. Madison, Dobbins, and Sanders. Out of Madison, Dobbins, and Sanders, which of those 3 would you think have the highest upside?
Miles Sanders, you mean?
Yeah.
Highest upside has to be Dobbins. Not by a ton. I think he's got the big playability. I think the most utilization is going to probably come from Sanders, though.
Yeah, the one thing that I have to remind myself about Dobbins is that Gus Edwards is still behind him on the depth chart, and they're paying Gus Edwards $5 million this year. Gus Edwards has had a historically pretty high efficiency, and he's actually getting $5 million this year on his contract. So they're gonna use his ass. You know what I'm saying? And he's
that guy is just never healthy though. He's good. Yeah, he's good for like 2 big games. He'll be the hot waiver wire pickup every year, and then he'll fade into obscurity yet again.
Yeah, he only played 9 games last year, and he tore his ACL in 2021. He missed 6 games in 2022 due to ACL surgery rehabilitation, strained his hamstring in week 8, sprained his knee in week 10. Dude, his injury rap, he's got a pretty lengthy injury rap sheet, to your point. But I mean, this is like, they're going to use him, right? If he's healthy, like, he's going to be the guy that they're definitely splitting time with our guy Dobbins. I get Deontay this time. Montgomery.
Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong with that pick.
Who did I get? I ended up getting Montgomery. I had to be quick, man. I ran out of time again. And I started looking at my stacks and started looking at my thing. And then I realized I was running out of time. And I didn't know what to do. And then I just hit Montgomery again. Because I realized I had Jared Goff, even though it's not like a great stack. I guess it is what it is, man. You can't always get the stacks you want in these things, right?
No, not always.
It's tough, man. People, I don't know if it's almost like a defensive strategy to draft players that don't stack. Because like in a perfect world, right, if everybody was on to stacking, wouldn't they focus on the players that correlate with the other players on their roster instead of like drafting players that don't correlate with the roster? I mean,
I think there should
like
definitely
Afro,
there should be like some preferential points, but you at the same time don't want to reach like multiple rounds past ADP.
Yeah. And it ends up working out. It's like when you have a guy that's just too talented, regardless if he's correlated with your roster or not, and he's got the upside, and you can't let him slide, more than 5, 6. If he's 8, 9 picks past ADP, it's like you're getting such a good value on a player that can provide you with so many spike weeks that even if he's not correlated or stacked with your roster, you got to take him, And I think that's where things start getting weird, start going sideways, and then all of a sudden the next team's got to do it because now you took the guy that could have correlated with their roster, and then a lot of people start deviating to just a best player available type approach.
I've been in a few where it just gets haywire, where nobody can stack, and like you said, people just go with like the best player approach, or go with like lesser utilized stacks, like Houston or the Giants, stuff like that.
All right. 104.
I wouldn't say stacking's overrated, but it shouldn't be forced, and you don't want to only stack. Like, you definitely need some non-stacked players, because you're going to need tiebreakers. If you're going against like a identical matchup, you're going to need a player different than that guy's got to ultimately beat him out. Bush.
Kendre is interesting. I might take a little detour here. Oh, bad mugs. Took Baker Mayfield. Well, I already have 3 quarterbacks, but I was going to take a little detour there. Dear God, man, like the tight ends are just flying off the board. Like Laporta already went? That's freaking wild, man. Where did Laporta go? Or no, he didn't go.
No, I don't think so. He's ranked below Ingram.
Oh yeah, 173. I went with Cooks. I feel like I've got a decent amount of Cooks. I think he'll pay off at his ADP. I don't think he's got the upside that, it's not going to be 1,500 to 2,000 yard upside like CD Lamb's got, but he's definitely got some spike week upside, and he's got 1,000-yard upside. We know he's been a proven 1,000-yard receiver most of his entire career, so I feel like he's going to pay off ADP at 110.
Let's see. I think Ingram, I think he just kind of got it going with Trevor Lawrence last year. Even with the addition of Ridley, I think that he's still primed for a really big year.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I agree. Bush, no, stacking, it just makes too much sense. It's optimal because when the quarterback goes off or a wide receiver goes off, I mean, the other one's going along for the ride with it. So it's about doubling down on your bet.
Yeah, it is kind of a, I don't know, home run play to a degree.
Yeah.
You're swinging for the fences, and in these best ball leagues, it is kind of like an all or nothing. You can win money and not win the whole tournament, but in order to win the whole tournament, you got to have like the juice. You got to bring it. You got to have the juice.
Stephen FL. I gave my take on Kadarius Toney earlier. I'll let you give your take on Kadarius Toney, Steve. If you have any different thoughts, what's your take on Kadarius Toney?
I think he's a bit pricey from an investment standpoint, as far as trading card hobby related items. As far as like best ball, his ADP is still low enough that you could easily pair him up with Mahomes. In fact, you should. Even if he doesn't play, a full 17 games, he does deliver a lot of value in the games he actually does start and play and finish, I should say. Not just start, but start and finish.
Lightstick wants to give his take on Tony. Go ahead, Lightstick.
Andy, did you? You got Goff and you got JMO. Nice.
Jameson Williams, yeah, and David Montgomery. So I feel pretty good because now I got Dak and Brandon Cooks, and then I got Goff, Montgomery, and Jameson Williams, and then I got Herbert and Keenan Allen, and then I've also was able to add in Mike Evans, Jerry Jeudy, Kyle Pitts at tight end, Derrick Henry as my RB1. So I'm feeling pretty good right now. I'm not gonna lie, man. I feel like I'm staying in this one. I feel like I'm putting together a pretty decent roster here.
That's a great pairing, man. I mean, and did you get a Mon-Ra too, or no? Oh, no, I got a Mon-Ra. Never mind.
No,
That's right.
Yeah,
I got it. I was thinking I was hoping that somebody would sleep on Goff and I'd end up with him, but that was just me having a dream. Wasn't realistic given his ADP.
Yeah. I did it to be a little different, and I think I would have see that, and that's why like I felt like good about going Herbert, and then I would have gone Bijan, but then that would have changed because then I would have gone Goff, and then I probably would have gone T. Higgins or Devonta Smith here instead of Derrick Henry. So I guess it worked out, but it's just like a little bit different build there that I'm gonna reach for a player here. I don't think is gonna come back to me, but the Bucks are playing the Saints in Week 17. And I really like this rookie Kendre Miller that the Saints drafted. I think, not only is Alvin Kamara regressing, and this guy's a rookie with an all-purpose skill set, the early third-round pick, but there's a possibility Kamara's suspended, right? This guy put up 1,400 yards last year at TCU, 17 touchdowns while also putting up over 100 receiving yards. So he actually a pretty decent receiver because he did that in 2021 as well, like pretty much matched those receiving numbers. So I think this cat's got some nice upside for the Saints coming down the stretch. And like most rookies, they kind of start coming into form towards the second half of the season, And Kamara actually, he hasn't been a picture of health either. Not only does he have this whole criminal suit looming out there, but he's 28. And how many games did he miss last year? Well, he rib strain in week 1, missed a couple games. I just felt like last year, he still had 57 for 490, only 4 touchdowns last year. Big touchdown regression.
I think just the general poor play from the team in general had a lot to do with that.
17.
I think
if he's back to Kamara form, he'll definitely pay off that ADP.
I think he has. Yeah, at his current ADP, I think it's solid. I think that things you really have to worry about is, is he going to get vultured a lot? He might. I mean, there's a few guys that vulture touchdowns on that team, namely the running back they just signed. And then not just that, but like you said, the whole legal aspect, his name has not been cleared just yet. So
Jamal Williams, man, it's a touchdown machine.
Professional vulture, man. He is
professional vulture.
Well, Higbee got taken, so I got to change my game plan up in reach here.
Oh, Higbee.
Is this the right play? Sure, why not? Speaking of vultures, I didn't want to say the name, but now that he's taken.
Yes. Kadarius Toney is just a knucklehead. The problem is he gets hurt so easily, and he doesn't really study the game. I mean, he is a very high risk, high reward type player.
Yeah, he's young. He's still got a lot to prove. His maturity is definitely maybe one of the things holding him back. Is he an absolute athletic freak? Undoubtedly. But to be the total package, it definitely takes a bit more than that, for sure.
I guess I need more running backs, but there's so many good late round running backs that I can load up on. And I feel like I'm just going to keep kind of doubling down my 3 bets here between the Chargers, the Cowboys, and the Lions. Just added Michael Gallup, Michael Gallup with Cooks. Back when Michael Gallup was healthy, I mean, that guy's another spike week game,
Yeah.
Great deep, man. Great at the point of catch.
Yeah, now 2 years removed from that injury. A
Yep.
lot of upside, a lot of upside.
On a big contract. Yeah, 2 years removed from the injury, which is important, and he still last year had almost 1,000 air yards with 4 touchdowns. So we go get back. I think he's due for some positive touchdown regression and back to the mean. So I think he definitely finishes more in that wide receiver 2 type range. Definitely upside for it with some decent games in there. You go back to 2020 before he got injured. I mean, there's some weeks where he puts up 25.8, 30, 21.2. Week 16 puts up 30 fantasy points. So
Yeah, and a lot of times we say follow the money, and if they were really concerned about his health, I don't think they would have given him that contract. So
it's time, Steve, to take a Chicago Bears running back. Golden rule, man.
Yep. I think you got him last one. Didn't you get him last one too?
No, I went Deonta Foreman last time.
Oh, okay.
This
Nice.
time going Roshan got sniped from me last time. This time I get Roshan. I'll take whichever one falls to me at ADP. Roshan being the rookie. Honestly, where does Khalil Herbert go? What's his ADP? I feel like it's probably a little higher. Yeah, 136. Okay. He's going quite a bit earlier than the other two guys. Actually, Foreman's going the latest, which at 166. Only 5 picks past Roshan, but wow. So I guess, I mean, that makes sense from a projection standpoint. Herbert's been the guy, so it only makes sense for him to step up. But I mean, this is a run-heavy team, man. We got a running back by committee here with stud rookie, power back, Deonta Foreman, bruiser power. Deonta Foreman's like 230 something pounds. Like, he's on an expendable 1-year contract. Just give him the ball, man. I mean, he plowed some people over last year. I like watching Deonta Foreman run the ball, man. That's a fun dude to watch run the ball.
Yeah,
I'm excited to watch you guys play, man. That'll be a game I will 100% be watching week 1 against the Packers. You guys playing the Packers at home.
This could be the one of the first years we finally get some revenge on those guys, man. It's long overdue.
Yeah, I hope so, man. Because you're right. It's always been, and there's been years I remember David Montgomery's rookie year and stuff. He started off really strong. It's like opening drive. You guys look great, and then the Packers just march down and score on you and
take the wind right out of you.
Up. Yeah, they took the wind out of you, and you guys couldn't keep up. The defense got beat down. Offense couldn't keep up. They then put pressure and blitz Mitchell Trubisky, and he'd panic, and it was tough, man. And then they would be able to easily read you guys and know you were handing off to Montgomery, and then just load the box and easily stop the run. I'm on the clock.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Bears for a number of years basically ran twice and then threw on third down. I mean, you could have gambled and won probably 90% of the time on what the play was going to be.
That is not an auto pick.
I like Thielen, though. I like Thielen.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and add him in there late. 10 picks past 80 ADP, Steve. Another wide receiver 2 upside, man. Bryce Young's got to throw it to somebody there. I mean, where are the other Panthers? Right? Mingo goes at 161 ahead of like an unproven second-round rookie. I guess they're hoping he turns into he's a big dude, so Jonathan Mingo.
What did we say last week, Andy? Who had the second most routes run in the NFL last year? Forget about the age for a second. Adam Thielen.
Yeah,
Man.
Adam Thielen. Adam
You-
Thielen. It's why we
They
want
didn't
Jordan
give him
Addison.
they didn't give him a 3-year deal for nothing.
No, I know. I mean, guy's taking pretty good care of his body. I think he's definitely going to be putting up some touchdowns this year with Bryce over a totally inexperienced rookie in Mingo. You know? So, just saying. Mingo's talented, though. Mingo's talented. He's got promise.
He's an interesting one. I mean, he's not a heavy conversation guy in fantasy circles just yet. Not to say that, he won't, generate hype after a couple big games, but he hasn't had the same hype that a lot of the other receivers have had their rookie year yet.
All right, it's starting to get real thin again at tight end, man. Real thin. Makes sense. Round 16. Bushleaguers, Pierce Strong. Bushleaguers took Laporta at 153. That's why I didn't come back. And I went Roshan. All right. Who is available? Chark. Rashid Shaheed. That's an interesting one. I'm not actually opposed to. There's so many. What did I get? Mims? Okay, that's fine. Mims is a good spike week guy for another second round rookie. But when Sean Payton pounds the table for a guy, so Mingo goes at 208. Mims goes at 232. Best comparable to Darnell Mooney. More of that profile. So he's brought in to replace KJ Hamler. I wouldn't be surprised if Hamler gets cut from the team, brother.
You know what's interesting is they said that when he got hurt, he was unlikely to be ready for the start of camp, which has already changed.
Hamler has never played a full season. He's now considered one of the most fragile running backs in the league. I mean, the guy just can't. Rookie season, hamstring, concussion. Second season, ACL tear, week 3.
Yeah.
Third season, misses the first couple games due to ACL rehabilitation. Week 8, hamstring. Guy just can't keep the hamstrings loose. He's also tiny, so he's like really thin frame. 5'11", 178. And that's why he's so fast, like Deshaun Jackson. But, yeah, man, he's
on many people's last chance list if he's not off it already.
I had too many wide receivers for this format, brother. I need
more. But I guess if he was gonna pick a year to get hurt, it was probably last year when they were awful, right?
Yeah.
Derek said it only got 2 tight ends this one.
Derek only got 2 tight ends? Let's check in on the Request Nation here. Derek with another interesting start. You'd never see him probably do this much in a Best Ball Mania 4 or something. Chris McCaffrey, Deshaun Watson, Chris Olave. Then goes Derek Carr to stack, Bryce Young, Terry McLaurin, Chris Godwin, JSN, Elijah Moore. Hammer's pretty good wide receiver value from round 6 through round 9 in a row there. 4. And then Evan Ingram. I like that around 10. Rashad Penny, 11, goes back and gets his second running back to pair with Chris McCaffrey in round 1. And then Trey Lance. in 12. Jalen Warren 13. Mingo. Okay, so he was the Mingo drafter in 14. And Mostert in 15. Guy's so old. Did he draft Mostert over Jeff Wilson? Yeah, I don't think I can do that. I think I'm flipping that. My take. I think I'm flipping that Mostert and Wilson. But and then Jawan Johnson. So yeah, he only got 2 tight ends so far.
Miami running backs make me nervous this year.
They do at value. That's kind of like where I've been putting my attention.
I mean, he seems like maybe the favorite to emerge from the trio they have got now, but then on top of that, you've got the fact they made an offer to Dalvin Cook today or yesterday, I can't remember, but obviously he left without a deal, but I think it's just like every other running back on the market right now. He's going to have to play at a discount. He's not at an age where he can take a year off, you know?
Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not. I feel really good about getting Chuba Hubbard there in round 17 at pick 200. Miles Sanders, another guy that before last year, I mean, he never played a full season, you know? And we can't expect any NFL offense to just deploy a bell cow. And there's really nobody behind Chuba Hubbard. And he did pretty well as a satellite plus last year. So I definitely, there's going to be a split workload there between him and Sanders.
Oh, he's definitely a solid guy to have, especially in this kind of format.
He pays off his ADP in best ball when I don't have to decide what week to start him, you know? Just get his points for the weeks that he goes off, and move on, man, and say thank you.
Yeah,
Maybe
this is
week 17.
This is definitely a league that rewards you for those boom or bust guys because they won't hurt you on weeks they don't go off, you know.
Yeah, it's because most weeks you're going to get the points from the Derrick Henrys, the David Montgomerys, you know, the Kendrys, the Roschon. So you got this whole rotating room. Almost feel like in this format, Steve, the super flex, you gotta push up the running backs a little bit earlier. I feel like the running back dead zone is happening a little bit later than in a standard best ball mania where it's like so many wide receivers going off early. Because look at where Pollard's going in this one in round 4, and then after round 5, so you can see you're almost to. Make sure I'm not on the clock. I almost am. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 11, 12, 14. All right, there's 4. Let me finish that whenever. I'll make my pick here. 209. Oh, hello, Ty Chandler.
Hey, you got his quarterback too.
No, not in this one. Not in this one.
That was last one. That was last one. You're right.
But a late round running back, great value, right? So what I was looking at is there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then you got 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So 19 wide receivers through 5 rounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 running backs through the first 5 rounds. So that's pretty even. It's pretty even actually now that I think about it. And you have a big drop off there after round 6. There's a whole another 4, 5, 6, 7 wide receivers and only 2 running backs going in round 6. And then you enter. Actually, I mean, you're still getting decent value on running backs in round 7. So this range here, I think is a good spot. This rounds 5 through 8, Steve, is a great range to take running backs. So yeah, I guess you could take an elite running back, I guess, if he's there. But ideally, in this super flex, you really want to go quarterback, best player available / wide receiver, and then wait till round 5. The wide receiver, elite wide receiver, elite wide receiver. Get like 2 quarterbacks in the first 5 rounds, 2 to 3 wide receivers, and then really hammer running backs rounds 5 through 8. And then top back on the wide receivers.
Yeah, I mean, you look at a non-super flex, and Christian McCaffrey goes off the board like 2nd or 3rd, maybe 4th on rare occasion. And in this format, you can get him in the 2nd round. I mean, you gotta think outside the box a little bit and play it on the fly. But if you can get a consensus top 3 pick in the 2nd round, obviously, if you make a good stab at a 3rd round quarterback, 4th round quarterback, it's a huge play. What do I want here?
Did Derek draft 4 QBs this time? Trey Lance, Bryce Young, Derek Carr, Deshaun Watson. He did. I'm not doing it. I'm staying with 3. Late Stick says, I will do another. You guys want to do one more? Huh? Shoot, man. We're already here. It's midnight. Might as well do another. I am a man of the people. Thug, yeah. I'm back at home. Oh, sweet. So we're gonna have Rhino, Derek, Bush Leaguers, Late Stick, solid. There's gonna be 3, 4, 5, 6 of us in a 12-person draft. Hell yeah. All right. Sweet. What am I doing here? I guess I'm going Noah Fant again. No, I'm going to end up getting Marvin Jones. I didn't need another wide receiver. Sure as hell didn't need 9 wide receivers and 1 tight end, Steve. That's optimal. Okay. Just go ahead and queue up I should have got Dwayne McBride, I guess, but 6 running backs. 3, 6, 9, 1. Not optimal. Oh, man. Who is my tight end of choice? I guess it's going to be bye week 5. I guess whoever doesn't have the matching bye week with Kyle Pitts. Yes, it's either going to be Noah Fant or Cade Otton. Zach Ertz. Or Luke Schoonmaker. I could go with a Schoonmaker there. Jake Ferguson is gone. Schoonmaker's got some decent capital, doesn't he? I mean, he's a rookie.
Was it 2nd or 3rd round? I can't remember.
Let's see. 2nd round.
Oh, okay.
Towards the end of the 2nd round. Solid dude here. I mean, I do have Dak. I guess I gotta just go Schoonmaker. Who would you go here? I have Fant last time.
Who are your other 2?
Cade Otton or...
I mean, who do you have currently on your roster?
Just Kyle Pitts. So he's one-man wonder.
Oh, man. I think you got to go with, since you only have one other tight end, I think you got to go with like some guy that's probably going to play more. Maybe Otten, honestly.
Otten or
He's
Fant?
Yeah, they're at least the top tight end on their team, whereas the rookie may not be assured to get starting role.
Tampa drafted another tight end too. That's why I'm just gonna go with Fant again.
Yeah, he had a down year last year. I think he can bounce
Yeah,
back.
he's super athletic. Super athletic.
Andy, you ready? You ready for this pick?
I'm ready.
This will maybe a 1-of-1 best ball pick. Probably not. At least in our lives, it would have been.
Truck Daddy's gonna snipe you.
Maybe. I would laugh and cry at the same time.
Matthias got 4 QBs this time. Lamar Jackson, Kirk Cousins, Sam Howell, and Mike White, the backup. No, Truck Daddy with Josh Downs. I doubt you were going to pick Josh Downs.
No.
Matthias goes Johnny Munt, the backup to TJ Hawkinson. Who the hell is Johnny Munt? Oh, Mitch Trubisky. Yeah, it's a 1-on-1 pick right there.
I got if he does play any games, I got Muth and I got Najee, so a little bit of correlation. Plus, there's really no other QBs worth taking, so I might as well take a guy that's got some synergy with my starters. Not to mention, I'm a Trubisky homer. Most of you guys know that.
You're a Trubisky truther. You've got the truther card. All right, final pick, Jay Peterson, 48, and Bush League wins Spillers, Derek Logan Thomas in the final. Round out another 3 tight end build. All right, exit. Let us get in another one. Let's do it. Before this Chihuahua fills up. Probably won't be around this time next week, Steve. We'll be doing the weekly winners, which looks really fun.
Yeah,
let me know when you guys are ready.
I won't make it to 25 entries, unfortunately, but I will at least, I might make it to 10 maybe this time around. So I'm working hard to get that experienced badge this year.
All right, ready. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Enter. Yes. Oh, sweet. We got room, guys. We got room. Yeah, here we go. 4 spots open. Beautiful. Getting Rhino in here. Bush Leaguers, Late Stick, Derek. Sweet. In fact, at this late at night, it's actually here we go. Two spots left to fill.
Yeah, as far as getting people in, it seems like it's a little more favorable.
Yeah. 2 spots open if anybody out there wants to hop in for a late night, for a midnight best ball. 1 spot. I'm gonna grab another bottle of water, Steve. I'll be right back.
Right on. Right on. Let's see how this works out. Yeah, I think.
Have you seen the Best Ball Cardio Club?
No, what's that?
Where they're running on a treadmill while they're drafting the best ball team.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah, Peter Overs that he's in good shape, so he can do it. He runs on the treadmill the entire draft. I think he does like walk during period, like just like whenever he's drafting or something, so he can make the pick. But it's not a bad idea, I guess. I don't have a treadmill, but
I've always thought that for like console gaming, like it'd just be cool to have like a PS5 and just have a controller, and you could just walk and play Madden or whatever game you're playing. Makes sense. You're literally doing two things at once, being productive.
yeah, it's not a bad idea. I mean, you could easily do a draft while exercising. You could figure out whether it's like, you do you have to do a set or something like a workout in between your next pick, but they do it while it's on stream. It's pretty funny. It's almost like torturous for him to be running while the other guys are sitting there laughing, cutting up, having drinks, and he's there running on a treadmill trying to keep up.
I think the key is, to walk at a appropriate heart rate where you can still burn calories and make conversation without gasping for air.
Spike. We did get Mathia. Oh, whew, God, it looked like Mathia, Derek. There's Bush Leaguers, late stick. Oh man, we're all stacked up at the turn. Look at that, dude. Mathia, myself, Bush Leaguers, and late stick, all stacked up here on the back end, and all the first 8 picks are all quarterbacks this time. And 9's a quarterback. Holy crap, man.
Lamar Jackson at the 1. And Mahomes at the 3. What the hell?
I don't know what to do. I got to go Justin Jefferson. I haven't taken much Jamar Chase, but I'm just going to go Justin Jefferson. Wild, man.
I actually, honestly, was hoping I got Fields this time because I don't think I have him in a single sheet.
Where are you? Oh, yeah. Oh, man, he went right before you.
I really thought the guy would go Herbert. But I'm fine with Herbert. I feel like getting him at a value because he had a down year last year.
Late stick going with the Miami stack right out of the gate.
Oh, wow, nice. Tua's the man. I don't care what anybody says.
If he's healthy, he sure as hell is the man. He sure as hell is, man.
I've seen some off-season photos. He looks like he's eating about like 5,000 calories and 500 grams of protein a day, man. He just looks like an absolute tank.
I have not seen these beefed up Tua photos yet.
I don't know if any of them have been manipulated in any way. Maybe some of them have, but even if they're exaggerated,
I see.
He does look pretty jacked up.
I gotta find some Tua. Where you at, Tua? I guess the most random crap. I typed in beefed up Tua 2023, and I get a bunch of random crap. What should I type in the search bar on Google, Steve?
Or I don't know. You have Twitter. Just type in Tua on Twitter.
Okay.
Probably the most recent photos will come up, I think.
Go to Twitter.
Or maybe find the Dolphins page. There's got to be some camp photos of them on there. But you could probably just type Tua on the Twitter search.
Tua. Top. Let's see. I probably need to spell out his whole name. Tua. Tago Vailoa. I know that's not how you say it, but that's how you spell it. Where's he at?
I'll see if I can pull something up while you're doing that too.
Oh, okay. Here's two-man, Braxton Berrios, Cheetah. Here's a recent thing. Yeah, but it's not a picture of him. It's just like a little clip. But as you did, at least in his like what do you call it? Workout. What do they call it? Just like workout shorts or workout gym clothes. It did look beefier.
Oh, here, I found it. I'm gonna send it to
You
you in
found
email.
it?
I found it.
Yeah, I'm like still scrolling and not found some Tua cards for sale. Select rookie lot. It's a cheap little rookie lot. Let me go to the private chat. Ryan got in he went to the wrong drafter. I was picking enter into a league that was charging me $101. Oh, he went into the Dalmatian instead.
It's a bit pricey.
It does look like he definitely put on some lower body weight there. Beefed up his lower body for sure. Yeah, I mean, he definitely looks pretty beefy in that picture. Tua looks thick. Double take watching the practice vid. Is that AJ Dillon tossing passes? Nice, man. Well, that's good, man. Keep him on the. Got to stay on his feet. Stay on them feet, Tua. Wow, man, it's amazing to see. Like, you just got Amon-Ra St. Brown in the third on the way back. That's kind of mind blowing. I wonder what I'll get here. I got my pick of the litter again.
There's in these the position player value, non QB value between the second and even like the 5th or 6th round is just unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm going Tony Pollard this time. I'll do something a little bit different here. And see what that does. What that persuades bush leaguers to do. Kovu. Tua is a beast. He was playing in my freshman year of high school football games. He was. I remember talking to Carter and him talking about how he was the highest graded high school quarterback. Wait, so does that mean you're in Hawaii, Kovu? It's awesome. I always want to go to Hawaii. All right, so late stick goes Aaron Rodgers, Breece Hall.
Nice.
Yeah, nice little QB stack. I got to think that I should probably be looking at getting a QB here before the long stretch again. But at the same time, it's like, man, I don't think I can do it, bro. I don't think I can do it on Russell Wilson or Derek Carr when I can get Derrick Henry, Devonta Smith, T. Higgins. What did I say? Rounds 5 through 8? I think I am going to pivot here. T. Higgins or Devonta Smith, Steve?
Probably
Pick.
Smith. Probably Smith.
Got him. I got Smith.
You didn't have Burrow though, right? Because that would have been
No. I got Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson and Tony Pollard. I'm doing a little bit of a different strategy. I'm starting this one off first with the little stack because clearly it makes too much sense. It's just too optimal to get Cousins when you've got Justin Jefferson. It's like drafting Travis Kelce and not getting Patrick Mahomes. But then I've just been going best player available. So I love the upside on Devonta Smith. I love the upside on T. Higgins. I'm honestly, if you force me to pick between the two of them, it's really tough. Really tough. Like those guys are like two peas in a pod in the kind of situation they're at. Even the way AJ Brown plays is similar to Jamar Chase. Obviously Burrow is a better quarterback, but Hurts is not too far behind him, and they're going to be passing the ball more this year. It's just I like them both.
There's nothing bad you could say about either of those guys.
Nah, man. It's huge upside, dude.
Olave. Let's see who you got so far, Andy. Let's take a look.
Take a gander.
Oh, nice. Derek ended up with T. Higgins, so he probably is grateful that I told you not to take him. So you got Cousins, Jefferson, Pollard, Devonta. That's a strong start, man. That's Derek's got Burrow, Kelsey, Geno, T. Very nice. Late Stick's got a lot of synergy. Tua, Tyreek, Aaron Rodgers, and Brees Hall. Very nice. Bush got me twice with Goff and Ramadre. I think we all know each other's tendencies just a bit too well in these.
He's forcing you to diversify a little bit.
Yeah. Maybe he's doing me a favor.
I'm trying my hardest to mix it up in this one.
I think our last one that we did was probably one of my more unique sheets.
I think I've either got to go wide receiver or quarterback here. Derek hit the Najee Harris easy button in round 5. I'm trying to stick to the game plan that I outlined at the end of the last draft, but man, it's so tough. Every draft is its own ecosystem. They all are a little bit different, just based on the people. Oh, nice pick, Mathia. Nice pick. Yeah, look, Kenny Pickett's out there, man. I find myself with Kenny Pickett again. Maybe I go Bryce Young. Maybe I wait on the pick. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do something. I'm going to go with the ultimate Viking stack, Cousins, Jefferson, Hawkinson. How about that one, Steve?
That's nice. I got a couple of non-super flex sheets with the full Viking staff. So you got to be high on that offense, Andy. I know that you are.
Yeah, they're just going to be throwing the ball so much, man. It's just going to be a fantasy paradise. I mean, it's just loaded with fantasy points. That offense is just loaded. Like, if Kirk Cousins gets hurt, I mean, Tom Brady should come back and play for the Vikings and he can just throw it to his heart's desire, man. He can throw it 800 times in 15 games. I was about to hit Drake London, and then I'm like, wait a minute. Why don't I just get TJ Hawkinson and complete the Cousins stack? DeAndre Hopkins. I think. Oh. Don't mind if I do. Here, I think I go Joe Mixon here, bro. Or Dobbins.
They each have their own risk baked into the
no.
KP.
Auto picked. Nah, man. I was actually thinking about reaching on Dobbins there, and that's why I should have just gone Joe Mixon. I'm glad I could come through for you guys. We should have a sound effect for it. I'll have it on loop.
Let's see. Yeah, maybe it's like I said, maybe it's not a bad thing. You got to change the draft strat up once in a while. You can't have the same guys every time.
I'm in the house. It's late, but it's good to have you here, brother. Well, yeah, let's see what. No, I was actually going to wait this time and go CJ Stroud, but he may not come back to me, and we're already getting very slim pickings. But I could have landed a Mac Jones or even a Ritter. But man, you're getting down to the bottom of the barrel. I would love to land a CJ Stroud super late here, or at pick 82, but I don't know, man. That's asking a lot. So maybe I'm best that I auto picked. Maybe the auto pick worked out best for me because I had to wait so long in between picks.
Watch Kenny Pickett has a career year, and you look like a mad genius.
Well, I think he's going to be great for fantasy. This was that range, though, that I was thinking where it's ideal to put the hammer down on running backs. But this draft is different. This draft is definitely different. Been pretty balanced so far, Steve. What about you?
Yeah. I have the equal amount of. Oh, Santana, you dirty dog.
Oh man, that was going to be your double
yeah.
stack.
Yeah.
Well, you can get Quentin Johnson, right? Quentin Johnson typically goes as the third Chargers wide receiver off the board.
Yeah, maybe he did me a favor. Maybe I was meant to take Miles Sanders instead.
Yeah, I'm not gonna risk unless Matthias snipes me. Oh, he goes Ritter. Okay. Yeah, I'll go ahead and take. Yeah, I don't like. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take the Deontay Johnson. Not gonna miss out on Deontay Johnson this time.
Hey, we like
Hey.
it. We like it.
There we go. That's definitely the optimal Steelers stack, in my opinion. I think we both agree there for sure. He's a little target monster. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Now it's time. Cannot pass up on RB's RB me. Seeing if I would have gone Derrick Henry and I would have had to take him. No, I would have had to take him over Devonta Smith. I think that's where he went. Yeah, he went 2 picks. I would have had to take Derrick Henry there, but I was thinking the running back values. So I think he goes Dallas Goedert. I think I'm going to get Dameon Pierce this time.
He's a guy with, I think, a really polarizing ADP. You could make an argument for him to go a lot sooner. I think that people are just really questioning that offense as a whole. And I think the fact that he finished the year injured is, hurt his ADP quite a bit.
Yeah, and they have that Week 17 Titans matchup. I like that matchup. It's in Houston. I think it's a solid matchup. Yeah, he's a guy. It is tough to project Devin Singletary is definitely going to eat into some of his workload, right? And we just don't know how good the offense is going to be as a whole. It's one team that we don't really talk about too much, but I mean, you look at PFF, they've got the Texans' offensive line is ranked 25, but you do have like an all-pro left tackle in Laramie Tunsil. And they did bring in Shaq Mason. Shaq Mason released by the Bucks, and now heading he came from New England, right, as a Brady request to the Bucks, and now he's in Houston, and they drafted a rookie center, Juice Scruggs.
Juice. Is he printed in the Prism set?
And Shaq Mason's supposed to be one of the best run blockers in football, so they've got a lot of room for growth. Like, I think they can actually I think the line would be decent. Dameon Pierce was just, man, he was good, man, in his rookie year. Just good, dude. He's another guy who runs very fierce, you know? Like, he's definitely got a chip on his shoulder. Even going back and watching his film from the Gators, where he's getting knocked around, he's getting his helmet knocked off, and he's still shoulder ramming guys. And just like, the dude is a tank. The dude is a tank. And he is like a force whenever he's got the ball in his hands, man. Season cut short last year, only 13 games with a high ankle sprain. So yeah, those are kind of nagging. So he'll be 100% healthy. He also said he was looking to get more involved in the receiving game. I think he did pretty good in the receiving game last year, 30 receptions. So he had 4 drops, but 76.9% catch rate. I mean, he's got a lot of room for growth there.
He was legitimately their entire offense for what, 6-7 weeks at one point.
Oh, Dalvin Cook. It's kind of risky. Or James Cook. I got to take a Cook, man. Which Cook do I take?
Dalvin.
He's got to sign somewhere, right? I mean, he's going to have to maybe take a little bit less money.
I don't think he's planning to go anywhere where he's not going to dominate. I don't think he's going to want to sign anywhere where he's not going to be featured.
I took the older Cook brother, whose efficiency was a career low last year, Steve, 4.4 yards per carry. But, I mean, he still put up 1,400 yards, was an RB14.
Yeah,
I can get the other Cook. I should take both Cooks, right? I mean, it sounds like you lock down the Cooks, man. One Cook, 2 cooks in the kitchen should be able to make a good stew, right? I had 2 cooks in the kitchen. The Cook brothers.
Yeah, I don't. You talk about a whole mucked up backfield with Miami. I mean, I already think they have a pretty good backfield. If you throw him in the mix, it's just chaos. I mean, I think that he ultimately would, go right to the top of their list, but it screws a lot of stuff up.
Screws a lot of stuff up, man. But I think it ultimately pushes Mostert and Wilson down. I think A-Chain's going to be fine. I think they're going to find ways to scheme him in all over. Mike McDaniels loves that kid. I think A-Chain's got some serious upside. He's got like some Jahmyr Gibbs type upside. It'll be interesting. Just because the whole Mike McDaniels effect, man. He's such a creative offensive play caller. So I think it'll be more like Cook. All right, you go ahead. We need you to do what Jeff Wilson and Raheem Mostert, who's now like 35, can't do, anymore at a high level, and then A-Chain is going to be their gadget weapon.
Yeah, and those guys are injured a lot as well.
Yeah, they're so old, man. Jeff Wilson's just a dude. He's not nothing special. He's not anything special.
This is the make or break portion of the draft. This is where teams get built. It's almost kind of like plug and play up to this point, but now real decisions have to be made.
Real decisions, man. You're right. You got it. Now's the time. They start hunkering down. It's actually, we're only in that wide receiver 2 range. Look at the wide receivers now going off. I think this is why I've been focusing on running back in these middle rounds, I guess, because look at it, we're in wide receiver 2 range, and I was still drafting RB1s. Like guys on their teams, not like top 12 running backs, but potential for it, I guess, in Dalvin Cook and Dameon Pierce. And look how late I was able to get them. But I'm just talking about like on the depth chart for their team. Even James Cook with Damian Harris, you could still argue and say that he's the leading running back there. We'll see. It's kind of out for a debate. They do seem like they want to run heavier packages and want to have established a little bit more of a power offense, kind of like Kansas City. So Hitman got Damian Harris. Good. I didn't want to be tempted to handcuff James Cook and Damian Harris, but I certainly was if he came back.
I got to take a long look at my my ownership percentage. He's got to be pretty close.
And look, Rashad Penny, Samaje Perine, who's going to be the RB1 for Denver while what's his face is injured, Javonte Williams, then Brian Robinson, arguably the RB1 for Washington. Ron Rivera loves that guy. He's now got the whole 50 Cent thing going for him. All right. So is it time to take a Bears running back? Oh, I got A-Chain. Well, I just talked A-Chain up.
I was gonna say you like that guy anyway.
Yeah. I really prioritized running back in these middle rounds. We're gonna see how it works out this time. I might take another running back here, Steve, and just be done with running back. I do like Chig though. I might Chig's at a he is a chalky late round tight end. Chig, but I like Elijah Mitchell upside a lot. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take Chig. Yeah, I've got 5. I'm gonna go ahead. Do not have enough Chig. I've really not. I've been thinking a little bit about the Week 17 schedule in the back of my head, but not a whole lot, to be honest with you. I've been thinking about the stacks, and I think I've just been more so thinking about values and trying to get like starting, high-end opportunities on a team in my lineup. Did you get Dolchich?
Yeah, I had a bunch of guys start up. I couldn't decide on one, so he was at the top. He had some really good games last year with some pretty mediocre QB play. So I thought about Beckham, but
Wait, okay, these are not auto picks. These are guys I'm starring up, and then I'm thinking about what I may want to change my mind to, and knowing that I've got a guy that I can fall back on, as it's not a true auto pick, right, Steve? If I got a guy starred up, that's not a true auto pick, right?
I say you get a pass unless you start up a guy that's like 200 ADP and you got him at like round 14. I think you get a pass otherwise. Then.
That isn't light stick. No, he's
merciless.
No fooling us out of. Oh man, they got me with the technicalities. Dang. All right, I gotta be better. You gotta be quicker than that. Okay, I can do this.
I honestly don't even know who I want here.
Somebody's toying you to take Baker Mayfield. Do you have any reason to take Baker Mayfield?
I keep passing on him. Oh man.
Nobody wants Baker. I mean, you kind of in a situation where Baker would fit your team pretty well.
I'll take this cat here.
Who'd you take? Algier. Okay. Somebody's going to take Baker.
Algier's going to have some games
picks
for sure. Yeah, he is. That's a wild.
So many picks past ADP. Is Mattia going to do it? But Mattia's got all these quarterbacks already. Deshaun Watson, Matt Stafford, Van Jefferson. Whew, that was all decoy. See, I start up Nico Collins. I'm just going to think for 1 second and look at what else is out here. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to take Nico Collins. Okay, guys? All right. See, I'm gonna actually click the green draft button. That makes it not an auto pick. There we go.
It's official, guys. Not an auto pick.
Not an auto pick. Might go with Mingo this time, man. Might go with some Mingo. I kind of like the tight end value going in this range too. It's not bad, man. You still got your boy Cole Kmet out there, Irv, Everett, Taysom Hill, the gadget player, right? Jasicki.
Roshan.
I think this is kind of the range you want to build out your team, right? Mayfield's still out there. Nobody wants him. Bushliger said, I'll take Will Levis over Baker Mayfield. Oh, that's funny. That's funny, dude. Hmm. Do I have any Kansas City Chiefs players? What are this Rashi Rice cat is any good? I know what's his name? Chad's selling rookie cards of his like crazy. People get hyped up about any Kansas City receiver, right?
Justifiably so, right?
Rashi Rice. He did spend what his third round pick? I think oh no, end of the second round. 6 foot, 200 pounds. SMU. Best comparable to Terrace Marshall. Okay. But good burst score and good catch radius. And put up almost 1,400 yards last year at SMU on a 30% target share, 61% catch rate, 10 touchdowns. Interesting. I mean, SMU is a pretty small school, but he's obviously got some decent athletic measurables here. Lots. His straight line speed and his speed score is a little bit low, but in the breakout age is a little bit low. Like he didn't break out till just after 20. But at the same time, drafted to the Chiefs, man. Drafted to the Chiefs, only 23 years old.
Yeah,
High
I think.
target share.
Yeah, with Juju gone, I think a lot of people think that he's gonna inherit quite a few looks, but I don't know. Ever since Tyreek Hill left, there's not really like a guy that they hone in on outside of Kelsey, so it's really hard to say.
Yeah, it definitely ain't gonna be MVS. MVS is just out there running wind sprints, man. That guy stinks. He runs one route. He's not a route runner. He runs a go route. Just go down the field, MVS, and draw safety coverage. But he'll only draw one because they know they're gonna hardly ever throw it to him. Because he's not even that good of a catcher. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like his hands aren't that good. He
He'll
just
get
stinks, man.
yeah, he'll get you like 2 big spike weeks and then
Yeah,
that's about it.
and you'll never expect it. So you got to draft him in best ball.
The slide continues. 50 picks past ADP.
Somebody eventually is going to be forced to take his ass. Who's the Mike Evans drafter and the Chris Godwin? Where's Godwin and Evans? All right. London, Christian Kirk, Terry McLaurin, Deontay. There's Chris Godwin. Take Cast Fan 01. And he's already got Mahomes, Love, and Purdy. So he's like, nah, I'm good. Mike Evans. Where's my guy Mike Evans? Oh, that's Long BR31. Well, he's a candidate because he's got Jalen Hurts, Derek Carr, Kyler Murray. Oh, but he took Jimmy Garoppolo in the 11th. Yeah, his roster's not that great. Tajay. Oh man, I was gonna take Taysom Hill too, or Jasicki. It's all right. Chuba. See, look at you guys. You guys are forced to. You guys are forced to take all these tight ends and running backs now, and I'm gonna be sniping wide receivers.
KJ, nice.
Full Minnesota. Everybody but Jordan Addison, and a running back.
Yeah, no, that's huge, man. KJ's had some big games in his career already. And that was in a very deep position. So I think he definitely gets more looks this year.
Gus the Bus. Chase Brown. Ty Chandler. 200. We're at pick 183, man.
Bush
I'm just gonna take some. I'm gonna take some upside plays here. I think I'm gonna reach on a Khalil Shakir here because he's on Buffalo, and I think I intended to take a Buffalo. Oh yeah, I got James Cook, but there was like a Buffalo dude earlier, or maybe Jaden Reed. But I know you guys want this is an auto pick. Wait, did I get the pick? No, it says you missed your pick. So there you go, guys. There's another one for you. I had them queued up, but couldn't quite get to that button, man. If they just had 45 seconds per pick on here, how many fewer auto drafts would I have?
I feel you, man.
Probably none. I feel like I run the clock down, toiling my decision. I love to overanalyze things. Let's stick. What's going on with Bush League? Oh, he finally took him. He did it, man. He took Baker Mayfield. He was forced. His hand was forced into the cookie jar.
Somebody had to do it.
I hear Baker doesn't wear pants. Like he just walks around naked when he's at home too. So you guys are like two peas in a pod, Bush Leaguers. He had to do it, man. Baker, Peoples, Levis, Goff, and Tannehill. You're all square, man. You're good to go. He's got a naked Baker. That's what he's got, man. He's got a naked Baker on his team at pick 182.
Hey, it's definitely of huge value at that ADP. No matter what he does this season. I think the experiment now is when his backup QB is on bye week, we see if he provides value at the second QB slot or if one of his position players fills that role. That's the experiment.
Yeah. That's a good point. Super flex. Rhino says, anyone want some comic book spec? What's that? What's comic book spec? You know, I haven't read a comic book in forever, Steve. I don't know that I've ever read an actual comic book. I think I did when I was a kid. There was a couple, but I remember reading the funny pages in the newspaper. I used to read those. There's a couple that I used to read.
You didn't grow up with comics?
I had a couple comics, but no. I didn't have. I don't remember like collecting comics or having. I remember reading the comics in the newspaper, but I think when I was, because I was born in 1985, so when I was 7 years old, 1992, I got a Super Nintendo for Christmas.
Man, still one of the best consoles ever made, not gonna lie.
Yeah. And that's when my gaming career started. Nice pick with Ty Chandler.
Super Mario All-Stars. I don't know if you have that one or not.
Super Mario All-Stars.
It had every Mario game built into it, from NES and and then the Super Mario World from Super Nintendo. I don't think they made a lot of copies of it. All right, Paris Campbell, man, go 204.
No, I got Super Mario Brothers, and then I remember I had like the most notable game. I remember playing Aladdin for some reason. I remember playing Super Mario a lot, and then I remember getting Doom, which was a first person shooter, and it was a red cartridge, and my mom was like, "Are you sure?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's the game I want." And it scared me, dude. I remember playing that in my room. Oh man, that was hard to go to sleep after playing that.
I had that on the PC, man. That was an incredible game. In fact, many of you probably have played it because they redid it for Xbox and the current Xbox as well.
I did just auto pick Lombardi Lenny, but I queued him up. Man. That's what's important. I remember killing it. Do you remember Battletoads? Yeah, Aladdin was a sick game. I remember playing that a lot.
Andy, Battletoads is considered as one of the most difficult games ever made. I don't know if
it was tough. Lane Stick reminded me that doesn't count. We actually have a football. Does Rachaad White have a breakout season, dude? I mean, if no other running back gets signed, like Leonard Fournette doesn't come back, he's gonna have one just based on sheer volume. You know, I mean, he had some decent plays. The efficiency wasn't great, but at the same time, it was like, not a good run blocking line. It's going to be worse this year. I don't think he has a true breakout season, like not to what his full potential could be, Steve. But I think he can definitely put up over 1,000 yards. I mean, he's going to be like a top 20 running back. I don't know if you count that as a breakout.
Well, they're gonna have to rely, on him quite a bit more because most likely there will be some inept quarterback play. But I do think the line will be healthy enough to make the run game competent again. So I think he's a huge value late. He's going way later than he should be.
The problem with, I think they will, in neutral game script, they will lean more towards the running game. The problem with that is, though, once we get into a negative game script, we're gonna have to try and catch up, man. We're gonna have to try and catch up. Plus, the line is not it's not good, man. It's not good at all. It's got worse. No Donovan Smith, no Ali Marpet, no Shaq Mason. Uh, I mean, it's going to be, I don't know. I am definitely concerned about efficiency with Rachaad White. I hope that was just a rookie season, weird rookie season. I mean, he had some decent games, but we'll see, man. They moved Tristan Wirfs outside to left tackle where Donovan Smith was.
I saw that.
Yeah, that's a big move. And then we drafted a rookie, Cody Mauch, to play right guard, which is where Tristan Wirfs was playing. I kind of want to go Hunter Henry here. I have plenty of But if you look at the opportunities Rashad White got, this is the only thing that concerns me. 3.7 yards per carry. That's low, man. That's like bad. But you could chalk that up to just being a rookie.
True. Yeah, and I would say that the offensive play calling was pretty bad.
Oh, it got very stale. It got
Pretty
very
bad.
stale. Yeah, it was bad. And the chemistry. He's a good receiver, man. Really good catch rate. Very few drops. Ran a lot of routes, which we know Brady threw the ball a lot to running backs. I am concerned about his target rate this year with Baker Mayfield always trying to run out of the pocket and do crazy, stupid stuff and play hero out there. And
It's coming to the last pick of the draft.
So I do kind of want to buy some more Rashad White just because it's fun to and buy and collect guys on your team. But if I had to look at it from an outside view, like I think he's at fair market value right now, like in fantasy, probably in cards. It's not like he's probably not like dirt cheap bottom. I can't imagine him being as cheap. Let's see. I can't imagine him being as cheap as a guy like Jalen Warren, Ty Chandler, these backup running backs, Jerome Ford. But let's see.
Good draft, Bush.
Yeah, man.
Ooh, the gold.
The gold.
Watch it.
Ended
Watch
in 5
it.
days. Yeah, for sure. Like I don't mind taking a little bit bigger risk on him because it would look good on my wall. I wouldn't mind having some of him in my collection for the next couple of years. But I just don't. It's gonna be tough, man. I don't know if I see him really breaking out. And his silver prism auto is going for $50. Get out of here. That was April 7th, but still.
Probably quite a bit less though. That's a pretty good price for a.
I mean, it's decent, bro. But I was thinking I could get this for like 20.
Probably, yeah, an unnumbered one. Yeah. I don't know. Nah, I don't know about 20. 30 maybe. Not 20.
He's going a little too expensive for if I was looking at it from an investment.
Let's see.
Oh, it's not bad. Okay, there we go. So yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna buy it. This is another reason why the Bucks are gonna suck, man. Why not buy him in November? There's no way he can exceed expectations high enough in that offense that his prices don't dip in November. I just hope whatever happens, the opportunities he does get, he is efficient and he actually shows a much more efficient running style this year than he did last year. Because he had some nice plays. Like there's that viral play from Germany where he stiff armed that Seahawk guy and threw him down on the ground. And he put up like 120 yards in that game. Had a little, single game breakout party. But overall, when you look and extrapolate that out, over 129 attempts, 3.7 yards per carry. It's not good, man. It's super inefficient.
There's a likelihood it goes up just based on what we saw last year.
It's got to, man. Juke rate number 36, evaded tackles, number 38, breakaway run rate, number 44. And the game script's not going to get any better for him. I'm going to wait until November, see if I can't find some stuff super duper cheap by that point.
Bush asked about last 3 purchases. I actually did a lot of buying the previous week. I only bought 1 card this week, so it's actually not the card in my hand. It's the same card, but in a different serial number denomination. I don't know if you could see it with the. I don't know if you could see it with the team bag on there. Optic Rookie of the Year, Alec Pierce, color match, blue. You know that's one of my guys that I'm high on.
I don't even know. Oh, I think I bought more Mac Jones cards.
I think he's a good buy still. That I'm pretty excited about that red one you got too. Derek says one more draft.
No,
if I didn't have to be up in 6 hours, I would do one more draft.
Holy crap, dude! Look at the stream, almost 4 hours.
That's why the energy drink beforehand definitely carried me through that one.
Yeah, I had one. I had like a little one. So yeah,
I'll tell you what. It maybe doesn't even have to be broadcasted, but maybe we'll do it in the Discord. Maybe do 1 or 2 tomorrow night if it's still up.
Yeah, I broadcast every draft that I do. I did buy a gold. I bought a gold out of 25 Mike Evans.
Oh.
So that'll be fun. It's not rookie. It's a veteran card. It's a 2021 Panini Contenders Chain Movers gold out of 25.
Nice.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting one that I got. And then I bought a Mac Jones, Tyquan Thornton. And you guys will just have to see the others. But I am off to bed for real.
Probably same. I got to be up in 6 hours, and I got a long day tomorrow and Saturday actually. So
we're on the East Coast, Colbu. I run on pretty low sleep though. Especially lately, I've been trying to work out and eating less, and you just like naturally don't need as much sleep. Like when I eat these huge meals, like gluttonous meals, it's just easy just to fall asleep. But when you're eating like just meat and vegetables and drinking water, like I have been drinking beer. It may look like I'm drinking beer, but I have not been drinking beer on any of our live streams. It's been sparkling water. I haven't had a beer in a few weeks, man. So I just been doing good, man. So
yeah, keep it up, man. Keep it up. There's a time and place.
Yeah, buddy.
Time and place. The next couple beers you have, you'll be like 1 beer wonders.
I killed a bottle of whiskey on my last vacation.
I say Bush.
Cohen's in Australia. It's Friday already in Australia. Nice. Cheers.
Technically, it's Friday here and there, Andy, as well. It's after midnight.
No, I haven't been drinking any alcohol. I haven't drank any alcohol in a few weeks. I'm going to have some on Saturday, though. I'm going to a friend's 4th of July party. So, yeah, buddy.
Well,
all right,
if you guys are around and anyone's doing some drafts tomorrow night, I'll probably do at least 1 or 2. I won't be around on the weekend, so maybe tomorrow might work out.
Yeah, buddy. Sounds like a plan, man.
All right, sweet, man. Well, as always, Andy, it was a pleasure. Good drafting with everyone. Everyone have a good night.
For Steve, the eBay Hitman. For Andy. For everybody on the quest. Have a good night. Peace.
Good night, guys. Peace.
I tried to do